Hello, Sunday Night Babylon 5 time. And tonight we're doing a little bit of, we're doing a fun one, man. This one's going to have a lot of discussion because we get to talk Psi Corps, everybody's favorite fascist organization. Is it a non-governmental organization or is it a governmental organization? We can discuss that too, but Walter Koenig is there. Yes, and we also get to see a lovely dinner with Sheridan and Delenn. So that'll be something to look forward to. Yvanova and Sheridan also do lose their quarters for a little bit, but they get them back at the end. So we have like three different. We have an A plot, a B plot, a C plot. And I have some fun festival things that we're going to be doing as well. So anyway, let's bring on the panel here. I'm going to start with, let's do ladies first. Here we go. All righty. How you doing, Liza?
Busy, but good.
Yeah, it's all happening at Psyche Opera, folks. If you want to
Oh,
hear
yeah.
some cigar box guitar playing, some live stream she's been doing.
Some off-grid cigar box guitar. Yes.
Well, you can do that with a cigar box. All righty. So, yeah, check out Psyche Opera and links down below if you do the links, but it's the only Psyche Opera on YouTube. And
That's
let's see,
right.
what do we have here? We have this gentleman as well.
Hey, what the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
I'd like to keep this handy for close encounters.
I heard that.
All right. So far, YouTube has not banned the existence of firearms. So I think we're good.
Nor have they banned the existence of Dutch gradients. Thank goodness.
But remember, there's certain things on YouTube that simply just do not exist. And we all know those words, and that's when we come up with fun language like P3DOs and stuff like that.
I thought they were PDF files.
That too.
Both.
They're all called that.
Or you could say podiatrists.
Panthers?
Okay.
Citation needed fans will get that reference.
All righty. Well, anyway, speaking of references, we have this gentleman as well from the United Kingdom of Avalon. And the Woodland Realm. Good evening,
That's
Colin.
awesome.
Trust the call. The call is your friend. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I thought the core was mother, the core was father.
Hello, Mama.
That as well.
Hello, Father.
Hello, Father.
Mother and father.
From
I've actually got.
the Psi Corps.
I've
ahead,
actually
Colin,
got
sorry.
that on my. I've actually got that on my PC. I've actually got that
Hello,
as
Mother,
a
hello,
video
Father?
downloaded to play. Yeah. Fantastic little song. It really is a great little song.
And they say we'll have some fun if it stops raining.
Oh,
Wait a
my
minute.
goodness. Those were the days.
It's stopped raining. I love my age. Kids are stunning. Kids are playing baseball. Gee, that's better. Mother, father, kindly disregard this letter. I love the way it ends. He was going to send you off.
Time to go
love the way it ends.
camping with Alfred Bester.
Oh, Lord.
That would be scary. All right. So let's bring up some slides here. Keep things
Alfred.
moving along.
Alfred Bester and his comb over. Dude was losing his hair back in Star Trek. He had to wear a hairpiece until his hair got long enough that he could do a comb over. That's why his hair looks so bad.
Oh, man. Well, there was a lot of that going on with the original cast. Great cast. But when they did the movies, they did need to do some hair work.
There used to be back in the 90s. there was a science fiction team quiz show called Space Cadets on UK TV. And on one episode, Claudia Christian was captain of one team and Walter Koenig was on the other team.
Oh.
And throughout the whole thing, they never once mentioned Babylon 5. Every time they talked to Walter Koenig, it was about Chekhov. Not once did they go to Bester.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
He's one of his most interesting characters ever.
Yeah.
But I mean, given that you've got his greatest foil, he's the captain of the other team.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they should
really,
have had a mention.
why would you not?
Should have had a mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paramount, I don't know. But anyway, the station's looking good. Look at those. I mean, you could see the square segments there in the light. You know, the square segments and putting on
like the
hull
hull plating.
Station. Yeah, the hull plating. There you go. Vocabulary time.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
You're not just talking about the silver and blue squares that are on that stripe. You're talking about the actual hull plates. And yeah, you can pick them out.
Yeah. And
Is this a screenshot from the remastered CGI?
No, this is, well, it is
Blu-ray at least.
HD proportions. But
That's
gotta be on
I
a
do
Blu-ray.
notice some.
I forget that the format was TV format was totally different in the 90s. I forget what the aspect ratio was.
4:3.
Four
And
to three.
that's weird because my Blu-ray, it's still 4:3.
Hmm.
I wonder if there's anything being chopped off the top and bottom as a result.
These things that I have now, I do have the DVDs, okay, but I'm getting this from digital files that came from, I don't know, the subcontinent. So I noticed at the sides of the left and the right, sometimes there's a little bit of black bands that flicker in and out. So I'm like, I don't know where this came from. It's AI generated. I don't know.
So Yvanova
anyway,
tells Sheridan they're down on revenue and they're going to have to start paying rent on their quarters because they're too big. And Sheridan's pissed about it. He's not going to do it.
Yeah,
This is a C-plot.
I have the lines here just in case because I like some of the things he says because I think in this argument, I agree with him.
Well, yeah, but the problem is what they're arguing over. He says over five square yards, and she goes 7. Now, if they mean 7 yards square,
well, feet,
square yards,
so it's even smaller.
Sorry, 7 square feet, right? 7 square feet is all they're talking about. You are talking 3.5 by 2 feet. That is enough space for one person to stand. But if they mean 7 feet by 7 feet, which is 49 square feet, that would be a little different.
Well, here's the thing. I think he's right in that it's kind of the principle. It's not like, I'll let this slide. It's more like, no. But it is true that they are working for the military, and usually the military, does say, this is what you're doing. And, but the other thing is this might be something that just comes from like the budget committee at the Senate or something like that. And it's one of those things where it's like, all right, we've been living in these quarters. Yeah, you need to do some penny pinching here and there, but this isn't much. It's 2 people, 40 credits each. And Yvanova was saying, I'll just pay the 40 credits. It's not much. And it's like, so why do it?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not paying if it's 1 credit a week. I don't care if it's 1 credit a month. It's the principle of the matter.
Yep.
I think more than the square footage, they should have made the bigger deal that only their quarters has
Running
a shower of running water. Yeah. Everybody else has to deal with sonic showers, however that
it's
works.
command staff, she said in that episode 1 of season 2. So
Well,
that means
not
I
just
think
them.
Garibaldi has running water and so does Franklin.
Yeah, and probably the quarters they would move to would still have it as well.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not.
Maybe
But
not.
they
Presumably.
well,
There's
they
still command
didn't say
staff.
that. Hey, man, it's an episode, man. They weren't thinking that far. They're just like,
This and also this is the C plot. It's just there for humor.
mm-hmm.
True. It's
yeah.
still interesting, though. It's still interesting because, yes, he does make a good point. Man, they're on call 24/7.
Mhm.
It's a tough job dealing with all the politicians on board and also managing the station. And man, they deserve to have not to lose the comfortable space they're living in. And budget cuts always happen to someone else, but never to the wasteful senators.
Well, true,
And
but
their
Yeah, he does bring that up. He talks
expensive
about
haircuts
their
and
expense
brunches
accounts.
and whatnot.
But something
Yeah.
just occurred to me is this is a military operation in terms of his rank and everything else, and being the captain of the station, he could simply be assigned new quarters. But if he wishes to retain his current quarters, he may do so at a cost of 30 credits a week.
40.
No, right now,
What?
pretty sure she said 30.
I'm not sure where
Back
the
it up.
conversation.
Back it up one or two slides.
Oh my God, we got to do fact finding.
30, there it is.
Oh, okay. Well,
Tell them they could take a flying, sir. It's only for it's only 30 credits. That's funny. They spelled out 30 the first time. Now she's saying it's 30. Oh,
Well, then-
because it began the sentence. That's why. Never mind.
The good old rules of when to use numbers and when to use words.
Yep.
All right. I don't care if it's 1 credit a week. Yeah, it's the principle that counts. And I'd say,
Some of the
yeah,
smaller- Some of the smaller quarters are nice.
yeah, but then you have to move. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, well, why don't they just rent out the smaller quarters that they're not living in at a little higher level, all right?
But
You'll
this-
make up that 30 credits pretty easily.
But this is where he goes beyond principle. Neither are you, sir. He doesn't have the authority to do that.
No, he doesn't really. But I don't think
He's
he's
bullying
doing it.
her.
I don't think he's doing it as an order. He's like,
He's bullying her. That's what he's doing.
we can't.
No,
let
I
them
think he's
divide.
trying to be a good friend. And it's like, you're not going to lose, you're not going to be affected by this. We're going to make sure
Mhm.
I'm going to make sure that you get to keep your quarters too,
It was
and
the
so-
90s, people weren't as,
What?
concerned about those things then, You could
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
5 square feet. That would mean 2.5 by 2, but she says no, it's 7. It's just 3.5 by 2, which is the amount of space where one person can stand, literally.
I think a lot of times you probably people get confused between square feet and feet square. I mean, I know it's a difference, but I think a lot of times people probably actually mix up which is which.
Yeah, probably, but you would think a sci-fi writer wouldn't have that problem.
But yeah,
Right here, 7 feet. But I've never seen any square feet before.
Hmm?
you're not seeing robots.
What do you mean?
They're
What about the
they're
robot on
usually-
the?
they're all
the-
sorts of shapes, but
Yeah,
you
but
know, the
the-
clothing or
I think you find that the
round like
robot.
elephants.
I think you'll find a robot in
Mm.
RoboCop has got
Oh.
square feet.
Did RoboCop
Huh.
have
Huh.
square feet?
No, not RoboCop
No, Ed
himself.
209.
At 209.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
I know his feet weren't square. They had 2 toes in the front and 1 toe behind.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But anyway,
and you can tell those bean counters that they can go to hell,
that
and
was
that's
very
for both
good.
of us. Yes, sir.
That's very good. Yeah.
And it was
I
starting
think
out
they're
to be
dealing
such a
with,
nice, quiet little day.
yeah, it's basically like dealing with terms of service changes from YouTube.
Meanwhile, we switch over to Mars Colony and
Oh,
the
yeah.
comb-over master himself, Bester.
I think Mars Colony looks pretty cool there.
It does.
Yeah.
There's no reason for the dome to be that far above ground, but it does look cool.
Right. Uh-oh. Guess who's...
Yeah.
What do I have here?
Don't make me do this. We don't want to do it. We know that you were pushed into this by people who abandoned you afterwards. Come back to the Corps. The Corps is mother, the Corps is father. We're your friends.
Don't make me do this. I'm not enjoying this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Now, what's really interesting about this scene is when he starts trying to read the guy's mind, when he says, where are they going? And the guy starts reciting, Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it started, in what book, show, short story, I don't know, but the concept of someone trying to read your mind, just start going through a nursery rhyme over and over in your head and just keep that at the forefront of your head.
Yeah.
And it basically creates a wall against the mind reading, in theory.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, is you just concentrate on the one thing again and again because you're concentrating on it too much. So the idea, I think, is it stops wideband thought. It stops you thinking about other things because you're concentrating on the one thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's what he tries.
The ironic thing, I don't know if that's the right word there though, is that when he says that about I don't want to do this, and he actually believes it. Bester actually believes that.
Yeah, you're right.
He actually believes that the Corps is right.
True.
He actually believes. I mean, you've got to see that when that comes out much later on in season 5. There's one particular scene in season 5, and you see exactly what he is.
Yeah, but that's because they wrote a perfect villain.
Yeah,
he's a villain who thinks he's a hero.
Yeah, he's not a villain in his own mind.
Yeah,
there's,
because go
I
ahead.
There's a short Robert Heinlein quote. It's one he did little couplets. Is something along the lines of your enemy is not a villain in his own eyes. Remember this, and if you can maybe come to some accommodation. If you can't, you can kill him without rancor. I can't remember exactly what it is, but
Nicely put. Nicely put, Mr. Heinlein.
We're the baddies.
I'll turn it off when I'm here.
Yeah. Hi, Hans. Are we the baddies?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. He really believes that all these rogue telepaths like this guy here, we need to keep them in the Corps. We can't have you running around because it's the danger to normals, non-telepathic people.
I don't think he gives a crap about normals. He just doesn't like people breaking the ranks.
Yeah.
No, it's not so much that he doesn't care about normals. What he does care about is the fact that the renegades give the normals reason to distrust the Corps.
Exactly right.
Scott said in the comments that he only sees Chekhov.
It's funny because if I were to go back and watch Star Trek 4, for example, now, I would see Bester.
Yep, same here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The nuclear vessels things wouldn't work anymore.
Nuclear vessels with Bester.
Captain, it is the Enterprise. It's like, I can't. This is Bester.
Especially when you see the next couple of slides that Lawrence has lined up now.
Yes.
Well, I guess this is where he...
You were raised by the Corps, clothed by the Corps. And we are your father and your mother. Don't force us to do this. We know there's an underground railroad helping unregistered telepaths. We know you gave them access to our files. Who was your contact? Who's running the operation? We never traded names. I don't know who it was. Sod off. But you know where they're going, don't you? There has to be a central clearinghouse for the Underground Railroad. Where is it? Mary had... there we go.
Yeah,
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb.
Yeah.
Mary had a little lamb, and the midwife fainted.
Well, we do have a little bit. Now, I did get 2 clips here because there's 2 things that are important in this scene. Here's one.
Wait a
Oh.
scout. Every Mary lamb was shoot. Where?
Now, the reason why I got that is because Liza brought something to my attention. Is he just doing the gesture as part of, the dramatic acting moment, or is he actually using his hand to close off, like, what's that called? Oh,
Oh my
not
gosh, I forgot.
telekinesis. Is he using
Telekinesis.
No, he
telekinesis
does not have.
to?
No, virtually no telepath has telekinesis. There are no telekinetics except for Talia. That's what makes her so unique at this point.
Okay.
But no, what if he were actually using his hand for the telepathy? He would have removed his glove. It has to be just for the drama.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget that's
This scene did. I don't know the way that it did imply that he had some type of telekinetic powers, but I don't know.
It's never been any of the backstory or the books or anything.
No.
I know, but they shouldn't have done this.
Well, I mean, they always show telepaths like putting their hands out or putting their fingers to their temples, or doing weird things with their hands.
I think the thing is, it may be the theory. May be the reason they wear gloves is that the gloves prevent them making contact, and perhaps skin to skin contact makes the telepathy easier. But in which case, you should say that he would have taken his glove off there.
Yep, exactly. But he's a P12. He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
in any case,
Wait, but I wanted to acknowledge Scott's comment. Scott, what I meant to say is that I miss being able to see Chekhov when I watch Star Trek now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I see is this evil dude here.
he's dead. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Around?
I caught it just before he died.
And we have a little bit here.
Yeah, this is so weird.
Yeah, but I thought it was talk about hand acting.
I caught it just before he died. Betrayed by his final thoughts. Babylon 5.
The thing is, if he was just gesturing, then what killed the guy?
I would imagine that what he's perhaps meant to be doing is he's drawing out the secret. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's for him. Maybe in his way he's doing it, he's sort of visualizing himself drawing out the secret, which is why he finally catches it, and he catches it in his hand, and that's why he's holding it in his hand, like it's somebody's literally drawn out of the guy's brain. Maybe
No,
that.
I agree. I agree, Colin. The thing is, if
The
that
psionic assault killed him.
what was that?
So the psionic assault is what killed him.
What is psionic assault?
Well, you see, he's got a head thing on, so that's probably to intensify whatever's going on. So
A telepath's powers are often referred to as psionics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a psionic assault is basically what Bester is doing to this guy. He is literally tearing into his mind to get the secret he wants.
mhm.
And it basically causes, I'm guessing, a stroke.
Yeah, I thought something like that. Yeah. There's
Okay, I
also a
see.
thing in the I think it's mentioned later on in the here as well in the books that part of the reason Bester is the way he is that he did too many death watches, and he's looked into too many people's brains as they die.
Yeah, they also say that in the series later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
There
on the
was one
series,
episode
yeah.
with
Mm.
because remember Lita,
It was with Lita.
Did work as an assistant for Bester, but she had to leave because she couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're here, and yeah. Oh, I didn't put the Babylon 5 logo in. Oh no. But anyway, we do get the title, A Race Through the
Mr.
Darkness.
Brown, goodness gracious.
Now we are going to see our list of characters here, the opening credits, and then we'll go back to the conversation between them. That way we're not doing two tasks at once. But anyway, how do you pronounce this?
Apasanaquat. He is a member of the Menominee tribe in Wisconsin. They're based about 30 miles outside of Green Bay. I found it really interesting because I have cousins who live in a town called Menominee on the other side of the state. Yeah.
Well, so he has
he is an
one
American
name.
Indian.
So he has one name. So
yeah, Apasanaquat.
Is that a Muppet town, Menominee?
Do. And yes, I made that joke when I visited my cousin. It's there.
Well, unfortunately, in Babylon 5, he doesn't have a name. He's just Telepath 1. Wow. I couldn't be bothered to give him a name.
And he's not even the first telepath we see. And Brian Cousins as Rick. Never gonna give you up.
Yeah, I don't think the role of Rick is very apparent. Let's see here. Diane
Delascio, who is very delicio. She is gorgeous.
Telepath 2. She's the one that's telling her story to Talia. So, okay. But who's Rick? I mean,
he's the guy that basically gives away their position by being an idiot, and then comes back to the group saying, "He's here. Did he detect you? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe."
Aw.
Yeah.
I don't know that he needed.
And that kind of sounded like Rom, like Quark's brother.
This guy, John Loeffler. He's a dwarf. He has some effect that basically makes him look Neanderthal, like Ron Perlman. But he has he has no illness whatsoever that I can find in any search or any biography on the guy. He has no mental retardation.
Really chief telepath.
Yeah. He has no mental retardation. He has no mental deficiency. He actually is fluent in 4 languages.
Wow.
Graduated from some theater school. I can't remember right now. But he was in the original Stargate with James Spader and Kurt Russell.
Oh, she was. Yes.
Really?
He dies tragically.
Oh, yeah.
He does
the guy that the kid kind of that picked up the gun and Kurt Russell's like, no.
He's playing one of the kid's friends / followers.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he puts on one of the army guys' helmets, and he ends up getting blown up, and the helmet's just seen falling away and rolling. And they're like, no.
Damn, hard luck there.
He plays a character who's mentally slow in that movie, but that's not who Jianan was.
That's funny then. I'm wondering why. Maybe he decided to put it in the role. I don't know.
I don't know.
Did he have a hearing impairment, though?
Nothing in any of the bios says anything about it, nor a speech impediment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anyway.
And special guest star, Walter Butthead Koenig.
Do you want to tell that story again?
Well, yeah. How many conventions was that you tried?
3 separate conventions where I happened to see him, and I thought, hey, I'm going to say hi to Walter Koenig. And I went up to him and I said, Mr. Koenig, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm such a fan of your work. You from such a lovable character as Chekhov to just such an evil villain as Bester, just amazing range. And he looked at me like I was a bug and said,
Oh. Wow.
At the first, I was like, okay, maybe he had a bad flight. He had a bad lunch. Maybe somebody just been a jerk to him. Who knows? I'm not going to hold it against him.
Yeah.
Second time, same thing. I'm like, okay, 2 times is a coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. Maybe he's had another day with a bad, lunch, flight, whatever. Third time, I was like, no, he's just a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stay
And I've
away
heard
from
many
Walter
other
Koenig in conventions. Stay away if you.
and I've heard many other people say the same thing. Last time I
Mhm.
saw him at a convention was 2 years ago at Grand Rapids. There was no one in his line.
Oh, wow.
Word gets around.
Yep.
No one's going to pay for autographs if you treat them like crap.
Denise Crosby was there. She had a line.
Oh, yeah. Well, and she only had she had 2
half
roles,
a season.
But
Yeah.
But she had 2 roles, and that was just one or 2 episodes of Romulan Denise.
Yeah. Well, technically, Walter Koenig had 2 roles on Star Trek, the Mirror Mirror universe.
Oh.
Hey, it counts.
It counts, folks. Put it in the bin. All right. Now,
You sure you know what you're doing? Absolutely. You're doomed,
yeah, that comes later.
Those paper pushers, blah, blah, blah. They think that since I'm new, I'll go with this red idea to make everybody happy. Well, that's how it starts, believe me. They nibble a little here, a little there. Next thing you know, you're not in charge of your own command.
Like cats.
No taxation without representation. Abso-fragalutely. Don't give me liberty or give me death. Bunch of butt-scratching, hand-wringing,
Oh, God.
penny-pinching pinheads, all of them. 30 credits a week. Cut back on those expense account lunches, then come talk to me.
That's right.
Mhm.
Right? Right.
Franklin gets them.
You're
Yeah.
doomed.
You're doomed, We'll see.
Yeah, bureaucrats don't budge.
Nope.
Well, if you need a place to stay, I've got a spare cot at my place. You have a spare cot? I don't have a spare cot. How do you have a spare cot?
He requisitioned it for medical purposes.
Exactly. Well, I requisitioned it for medical purposes.
I knew I should have been a
Damn.
doctor. Actually, today you could just be a nurse practitioner, less school.
What do you mean just?
I mean it's less school than being a doctor.
Yeah. By the way, Earhart's. Anytime I see Amelia Earhart's name, it's on the sign in the background there. One of my cousins sent me a newspaper article regarding our grandfather in World War II. On the same page as the story about my grandfather was this gigantic article about this woman who was preparing to take a flight around the world.
Oh,
And
wow.
as we know, ended up in the Delta Quadrant.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, don't mean
Or
to
on
laugh about that, but
Or
yeah.
or crashed on an island in the Pacific, either or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Didn't they say that Captain Janeway was remotely?
Oh,
what
I'm
do you
sure
call
they
it?
would have. I mean, why not?
This great. I don't know. Cousin.
No. Her great
They were related
grandmother
somehow.
was the one that founded space or something like that.
There was something in that episode where they said they were both related, and that's why Captain Janeway was such a fan of Amelia Earhart or something like that. Yeah.
Of course.
Well, it's the 90s. She was the first Star Trek female captain. Oh, well, that had a show, So,
May I speak with you
it
for
was
a moment?
special, and they had to pay homage to Amelia Earhart. Although they did
Oh,
that
yeah.
in Babylon 5 with a bar.
Yeah, but yes, and tastefully. May I speak with you for a moment privately? Of course. Why don't you go ahead? I'll catch up. Of course. So, what can I do for you? Good night, Brown.
Good night, sir.
I won't.
I was wondering if you could help me. This is difficult. If you could help me better understand what it is to be human. Though I now look more like you, I am not one of you. If I'm to be a bridge of understanding between humans and Minbari, it would help if I knew more about your people. I see. So, what would you suggest? Dinner? Dinner?
Yeah, I
Dinner.
think Colin's making dinner right now.
Dinner? Dinner. In all my time here, I have rarely sat and just talked with you or with any other human, and I think that I would like to. Talk about what? Anything?
He does the
Everything.
greatest smiles.
Yeah, except business and negotiations, and whose trade agreement is being most unfair to the others.
She sounds like Londo's wife now.
Yeah, the
don't
British
remind
accent is
me.
throwing me up a little bit.
I'm not giving her a British accent. I'm trying to mimic her accent. She's got an Eastern European
Would
accent.
you please not remind
It's
me?
very British.
Would you please
at
not
least
remind me?
to
I
my
had to
ears.
miss last week's episode.
Oh, that's right,
Oh.
Colin.
I
Oh,
missed it. I missed it.
oh.
The wise one.
Just talk.
Well, we do have one thing that I preserved from
Just
last week.
talk.
Just talk. Yeah, I did preserve one thing from last week's episode. Where is that? I gotta get quicker at this, man.
Yes, you.
There we go, Colin. There you go.
All right. I'll set it up and get back to you. This evening, okay? Perfect. Until then. Oh, sorry. Until then, Captain. Ambassador. One day they're shooting at you, the next day they're taking you out to dinner. What a universe.
Yeah. Well,
Cool beans.
it happens. Oh, I preserved this. This is a nice little clip
Yeah,
here.
a little shuttle launching from a big freighter.
I thought it just looked cool. Wait a minute. Didn't I save it? Yeah, this says
It's a clip.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says
Babylon 5 Control. A Psi Corps representative requests an immediate appointment with full command staff.
Roger that.
I thought
You know,
that-
you gotta love how Bester hitched a ride on a ship that had already gotten clearance to dock with Babylon 5, already had the schedule, already had the berth, and only after the shuttle was launched did he allow them to communicate to Babylon 5 that he was looking for the captain.
Yeah. The interesting, of course, a few other times that ship, one or two, I don't name it this time, a couple of times that's actually appeared before. It's been called the Asimov.
Really?
Yeah.
No, there's
Well, it's
another
probably a
another
certain-
ship just like it.
Well, there's
Well, yeah,
it's
so
a
I mean, it
certain
may be,
class of,
yeah,
you know.
but
Looks like a
obviously
freighter to me.
yeah, it's just it's a freighter. Obviously, it's the same CGI pack. But I don't know if this is meant to be the same one or what, but
Yeah.
For some time now, we have been aware of an underground railroad smuggling unregistered telepaths away from Earth to the outer colonies where the Corps can't reach them. So far, I don't see a problem.
Love Ivanova. Awesome.
The problem, Commander Ivanova, is that unregistered telepaths are a security risk.
And they switched to Talia's face there so you could see that she's like already having a little bit of a struggle there.
Yeah.
The Corps helps to ensure their safety and the privacy of normals. We believe the Underground Railroad is operating through Babylon 5. it must be closed down. We'd appreciate your cooperation, Captain. I'd like to talk to my people for a moment.
Now, he wasn't expecting that.
Of course.
I mean, he knows.
Yeah,
that,
Bester
all right.
seems annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he does say later that, you know, he was disappointed in Sheridan because he
had been led to believe.
Yeah, he wasn't as aligned as he expected him to be.
Or as he had been led to believe.
Of course. Yes, as he had been led to believe. Okay.
And then he and Talia leave.
Interesting.
Well, they're not his, you know, Talia's not part of the command staff.
That's true.
No.
That's true. She's not one of Sheridan's people technically. She's really one of Bester's people.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Anyway.
you've been pretty quiet. Is he right or isn't he? I'm sorry. Is he right or isn't he? Technically? Yeah, I suppose. We're obliged to uphold the laws of the Earth Alliance. We don't have to like it. If there's some kind of illegitimate travel going through here, it's a threat to station security. Come on, you can't tell me you agree with this. You want to help them? Want has nothing to do with it. The law is the law.
Yep, that's what this episode's about.
The law.
The law and morality kind of, the law and morality kind of.
Well, it makes their breaking away from Earth Alliance later all that more dramatic, and shows how they have evolved how they've improved as people, you know?
Damn ironic, isn't it?
Oh, this is good backstory stuff.
The Corps got started because we were afraid of telepaths. Now, they're victims of our own fears. We took away every right they had, shoved them into a big black box called Psi Corps. Now look at them. Black uniforms, jackboots, giving orders. Some days, they scare the hell out of me.
It's so funny how Earth is the only planet, I guess, in the known galaxy in Babylon 5 that rejects their telepaths. Everybody else, you know, they're well integrated into their society, and the Narn are begging to have their own telepaths.
Yeah.
You know, it's just funny.
Well, I mean, yes, but I mean, I suppose to be fair, I think, given the timeline, I think Psi Corps itself is less than 100 years old. I think there have only been a couple of generations of acknowledged telepaths. So he's still getting used to them.
That's true.
You find out who Bester's parents are.
It makes you wonder if there was any work in the government being done from outside earlier on than we see in the episodes, where there was some sort of influence trying to get the telepaths somewhat sequestered. You know,
I'm sure it's not possible. I mean, how could that possibly be?
I don't know unless you've read The Birth of the Cycle by Peter David.
Oh, okay.
Peter David. I believe he wrote this episode. I could be wrong. He might have written the previous one. And I'll tell you, I love his writing.
Oh, yeah. We'll see what they did. And I've got a feeling the Psi Corps trilogy may have actually been the first of the official
novels
as well, rather than the ones that came out during the series.
If you ask me, we created our own monster. And maybe we deserve it. All right. Give him whatever help he needs, but keep an eye on him. By the way, Captain, I suggest you check the files on Mr. Bester. We had problems with him last year involving a telepath named Ironheart. You might want to find out a little bit more about who you're dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
Ironheart, did he think he was more powerful than Tony Stark? Oh, sorry, wrong Ironheart.
I was thinking, don't you mean Iron Will and Steelheart?
Iron
That was a Silverhawks reference for anyone who cares.
Don't think I know that one.
It was a sci-fi version of Thundercats. Space version of Thundercats, I should say.
Oh.
Wings of silver, nerves of steel.
Interesting.
Wings? Cats?
Yeah,
with
they
wings?
they could fly around in space, and they had these wings that came out of their suits.
Wow. All right. Well, anyway.
Did you scan them? No, sorry. Did you scan them? Ms. Winters, you know the rules against scanning normals without permission. So are you scanning me? You'd notice. Not if it was just a surface scan. I'd only do that if I suspected you were doing something inappropriate. Are you? No, of course not. Then you have
I wonder
nothing
why
to worry.
she's tipping off Bester about her doubts about Psi Corps here.
Because she's testing to see if he can read her.
I mean, these questions wouldn't. I mean, this line of questioning wouldn't really answer her questions if he's that good of a Psi Cop.
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think it's more a case of, I mean, probably at least in part, it's what we've seen established of her characters, that we've seen she's loyal to Psi Corps, but because she was raised by it, but she also sort of recognizes that there are some, she's loyal, but she's not blindly loyal. She recognizes that there are some things that, perhaps that while she may accept then the necessity of them, she doesn't necessarily like them.
Yeah, the Ironheart thing was the first step.
Yeah.
The telepath that she loved who went rogue.
Well, let's put it this way. Say you work for someone and your boss, you suspect that your boss is involved in illegal activity. Would you just come out and ask them if they're involved in illegal activity? I mean, what do you think is going to come out of that line of questioning? They're just going to watch you now. And if she's trying to run under the radar of Psi Corps because she doesn't trust them anymore, this line of questioning to a superior that's so high up in the organization isn't a good idea.
Except you're forgetting the line of questioning here is also just exposition.
Yeah. I mean, but the other thing you've got to remember is, and my brain just switched off what the phrase is, but we only ever see Psi Corps. We only ever see the Psi Cops from the outside. Right? We only see them as from the outside of the Corps. If you're inside the Corps, the Psi Cops are the internal police. They are the answer to quick. They are the ones who custodians, Ipsos custodes. They are the ones that watch.
They're the SS.
Yeah. What's the police term for? I can't remember what the police term for is. But
military police is.
No. The people that watch to make sure the police aren't bent.
MPs.
No. But within the police service, you've got.
Office of Investigations. OI.
Yeah, something like that. OI or there's another word. Internal Affairs. That's it. Thank you. Yeah. They're basically so from her point of view, he is IA. So there's also that dynamic that she's in the same organization, but his job is to make sure that she is keeping to the rules, which is possibly why she's, which might explain some of what she's asking there.
But again, also, this is only the second time we have seen Bester. We haven't seen him since first season. So we had to have some exposition here that was better than just, well, as you know, I'm not allowed to.
I understand that. It's just that this line of questioning doesn't make any sense in this context. It's like, I understand what you're trying to do, but it shouldn't have been done this way.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's hearing voices.
You didn't hear that? What? Okay, right there. This is where he shows what a liar he is. Open up, drop the walls, listen. He doesn't keep his walls up. He's listening to everyone around him as he walks through the station.
Interesting. Yeah. Didn't catch that. Yes.
Uh-huh. And so they listen.
I don't hear anything, just background noise. They're here. I was right. I'm always right. This guy on the left, that's Rick.
Okay,
Poor
that's Rick.
Yeah.
He's telepath one.
Nope. The tall guy in the background who's almost completely in black, that's telepath one. The short guy with the shawl there.
Because, the Native American.
Yeah, the short guy with the shawl, that's Gian and Loeffler.
All right.
Also known as Lurker. Did he sense you?
He was Lurker in the first time he appeared.
Yeah. Did he sense you? I don't know. Maybe. Look, we knew this was going to happen sooner or later. What we have to do now is warn the runner and get the hell out of here.
I just like his face.
I know.
Runners, what is this? Blake's Logan's one.
Yeah,
I know. Bester will try to stop us. So we don't have any choice. We have to kill him.
Yeah. That's the Underground Railroad. And then these outdoor shots were looking nice here. Because we're about to have a dinner, I think. Is that what's next? No, not yet. Oh,
yep.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Can you say
it's dinner time, yes.
Can you say cleavage?
Oh,
That dress is beautiful, by
Yes,
the
it
way.
is.
The design of that dress, I would buy that if I saw it.
Lawrence, you now have your task for Elisha's birthday.
There you Oh, and it's coming up, by the way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Look at the heads turning.
Yeah, they yeah, there's heads turning here.
And I love Sheridan stands up as she approaches. Like, yes, he is a gentleman.
Yes.
He is. Yes. Cool beans.
I apologize for being so late, Captain. I decided that as a part of learning more about humans, I would try to dress like one tonight. I hope it does not offend you. Gosh, no, not at all.
Poor Sheridan. Oh, God.
It's very attractive. Please. May I help you?
Yeah, I got that one. He gets the looker there.
Something I can do for you? The guy's angling his head to see her boobs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at where his head is.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you think what the situation is you've got in there. You've got a city, what 500,000 people or something, 250,000 people,
250,000. Yep.
250,000. How many in that situation are actually going to see? Bari in general, especially in particular, how many of them are actually going to have seen Delenn?
Yeah.
You know, it's not surprising if they've probably heard about her, maybe seen news or something, but it's still not someone they're going to see every day.
Butterfly rumors.
Yeah.
Well, what's the year here?
2259.
Well, I'm sure they still have Facebook and Instagram and other things here.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
maybe slide into her DMs and interact with her that way. I mean,
slide into her DM.
Well, she probably has like a social page for
Delenn has blocked you.
Club.
No, that's a really interesting thought, Liza. You can tell this was made before social media.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
This
Because
is
if they
very.
made it now, it would do. You're right.
Yes, yes.
Right.
You'd see people with their smartphones out taking pictures of her, taking video.
Well, not only that, but it would even be it might even make an interesting episode or part episode where you see, for example, Linnea and Natov and what's his name? Veer. Sort of getting together, sort of managing their ambassadors' social pages and that sort of thing. Even that, if they did this, that's the sort of thing. It wouldn't make a storyline, but it might be an interesting sort of little side story for an episode, half an episode or something.
Yeah, I had to throw it in there as a Xennial, man, things are so different now. They could, it's interesting that even they didn't even imagine social media when they were thinking about the future. It's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, Gavin Unit says, Delenn made Sheridan stand up. What? No, she did not. His honor made him stand up.
Honor.
His duty
chivalry.
His duty as a gentleman made him stand up.
There we go, Gavin.
There's your line.
Purple.
It appears my choice was successful. The woman who sold me this told me I would, how did she say, turn heads? If they turned much further, you'd be sued for whiplash.
What a line.
What would you like to start with? Start with? I don't know. This is all so new to me.
Oh.
What would you recommend? Well, let's see what we have.
Just remember, lay off the wine menu.
Oh, yes. When do they introduce that about the Minbari? It's already happened. I can't
Yes,
remember when.
yes, that was in the episode where Londo and Veer were
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
There's no alcohol in this, is there? Oh, no. Good, because any amount of alcohol would cause the Minbari to go into a psychopathic rage. He'll have a water.
All right, so that was the first deck.
Oh, God, this pissed me off with Yvanova.
Oh,
what do you mean?
The chief of security
comes
up to you and quietly says, Commander. And she immediately goes into, oh, Mr. Garibaldi, is this official business? She goes, well, yeah, but hey, everyone! It's like, you stupid bitch.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's when we get to play this. In fact, I'm hanging on to this one because anytime we got a super chat, we'll call it, kind of like a tip bell ring, and we'll call the super chatter of the moment, Mr. Garibaldi.
Next round's on Mr. Garibaldi.
I mean, it's silly for the situation, but it is an interesting comment on the fact that you quite often get that in military situations. Is in when you're in the mess. They say there's no rank in the mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get that? So no business. It brings out the fact that Earhart is a place for the military to relax and be off duty. But I agree, Dutch.
It's both their faults because Garibaldi should have known enough to stand outside the crowd and maybe like flash a flashlight towards Yvanova to get her attention with one finger, like, hey, I need to talk to you quietly.
Or just beep her on that. What do you call that?
Probably wouldn't have heard it in that place.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
The other thing that's interesting is I'm never sure if Earhart is, because I'm never sure on this how their rank structure goes, because in most modern militaries, pilots are all officers. So does that mean that Earhart is an officers club? Because I'm not sure if Garibaldi is a warrant officer. Depending upon how their structure goes, that may or may not be a commissioned officer status.
It looks like it's open to the public in general.
They always call him chief, and that is not an officer, regardless of what Halo has people calling him sir.
Oh yeah, no, you would. I mean, again, I think you've got a difference in the American and British military. In the British military, warrant officer first class is the highest non-commissioned rank in the army.
Right, and that's the same with the chief.
Yeah.
The same with the chief in the American Army.
Yeah,
or
but
Navy actually.
Yeah, but I believe I read somewhere that a warrant officer is something of a mix of the two. I could be wrong, and maybe that's changed since I heard it. But
no, I'm pretty sure warrant officer in the Army is the last of the NCOs.
Okay, maybe. But
Pretty sure.
I thought I heard unless maybe it was in something else, that a warrant officer sort of was a type of officer, but not a commissioned officer sort of thing. But yeah.
Well, now that that's settled, let's move on here. And so he wanted to talk on the QT, but basically the idea is he thinks she's running this underground railroad. She doesn't like telepaths.
Real quick, I just found out in the U.S. military, warrant officers are specialized technical experts ranked above NCOs, but below commissioned officers.
Right, thanks. I thought there was something like that. Cheers.
Yep. Oh, and chief warrant officers receive a commission from the president, making them commissioned officers. So I was wrong on that too.
Well, I know that in the British military, if you can be commissioned to ranks. Normally, if you're commissioned to ranks, you go up normally. But if you're an W01 RSM, if you get a commission, you jump straight to captain. So you jump 2 ranks, which is understandable. Being the experience you've got, if you're bloody RSM. I mean, we used to have there used to be a saying, I can't remember all of it, but it's basically sort of about the officer ranks, and it starts off with second lieutenant or like that. But the lowest one is something like says, "Oh, look at the choo-choo." It basically takes a rip off of the old Superman thing, but it says, "Oh, look at the choo-choo." Walks carefully around. He's wet behind the ears. Second lieutenant walks behind the ears. Walks straight into tall buildings if he doesn't see them, and this sort of thing. Then you get a lieutenant is a little bit better, then you've got captain. Captain drives the train, walks into, doors open for him when he walks into a tall building, all the rest of it. Major, a colonel.
No, he's not lieutenant colonel.
Yeah, lieutenant colonel leaps over a tall building, going to single band, all the full Superman bits, faster than a speeding locomotive. Gives but sort of you get talks to God. He's talked to by God. Talks to God. Lieutenant, like colonel, gives policy to God. Then you get the RSM. Walks through tall buildings as if they weren't there. Stops a speeding train with one hand. He is God. Because in the army, it's literally. So that's why W01 is the. I think probably the only thing that I believe you have in the American military that we don't have. I believe you have a sergeant major of the entire army or Marines, which is probably one above, because we don't have anything other than an RSM. We don't have any real structure which is more than regiment or corps wide like that.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's what I think with warrant officer. I think, as you say, top senior officer, a master chief or something in the Navy or something like that.
Alrighty then. Well,
meanwhile,
you never know what you're going to learn on earworms.
Meanwhile, Garibaldi is trying to sneak the info on the Underground Railroad out of Yvanova, and she says, "Nice try. You're really cute when you're trying to be sneaky. It's not me. Sorry." Yeah.
And
darn, I thought it had to be you.
But then he has to deliver the bad news.
Yeah. By the way,
sleeping rough tonight. Yeah. Unfortunately, the bureaucrats don't budge, and so the quarters have been sealed, and we'll see that later. But back to the dinner.
After we cleaned up the debris, I told him, "Mac, you put that cat anywhere near me again, I'll have you up on charges." I'll be both up on charges. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right ahead of me, man.
Did you just go past a clip?
Oh, that's right. Good eye there.
I didn't. He did.
Oh.
We do not have cats on Minbar. We have gawks.
Gawks?
Gawks! I think such creatures are an attempt by the universe to make sure that we never take ourselves too seriously.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Gawks. And it's spelled Gokks.
You know, it's funny. She almost steps on his line. She's like, "We have gawks," and he goes, "Gawks." It's a one-syllable word, and he barely has it out before she goes, "Gawks."
Gawks. They're both learning that word for the first time. Gawks. Quack.
Is that a type of shoe? You know, it's
no
funny.
shoe.
When I think of Minbari, I don't generally think of them laughing. Is that part of the change you've gone through, or?
Yeah, now she has the ability to laugh.
We believe that no race can be truly intelligent without laughter. In Temple, we spend one whole year just learning how to appreciate humor. This must seem very strange to you. No other race we've encountered has anything similar. Then you're in for a big shock. Back on Earth, we have the Laughing Buddha. Then there's Zen mysticism that teaches enlightenment through laughter. It would appear we have much more in common than we imagined. Yeah.
Or Sheridan.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk it? Forgive me if I've already told this joke on this channel, but Zen humor just makes me think of one day when I was working at a store. 2 Buddhist monks came in the store, shaved heads, Asian, orange robes, the works, spoke perfect English. I asked them if they would mind if I told them a Buddhist joke.
Oh, no.
They said, "Not at all, please." I said, "A Buddhist monk walks up to a hot dog vendor. He says, 'What'll you have?' And the Buddhist says, 'Make me one with everything.'"
Oh, God.
They laughed their butts off at that.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "You seriously never heard that one before?" They said, "That's a first for us."
That's good. It's a Minbari joke, in fact.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to
Actually,
spoil it.
Minbari.
I didn't want to spoil it.
Well, there they are after the dinner having a good time. Whoop.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
What?
after
Huh?
the dinner.
What? Uh-oh. What?
Aw, they're so shy. Incoming message.
Oh,
And
no.
this makes no sense. Why would she answer a video call with her robe open?
I thought
does
of
she
that
think
too.
it's
It's like, yeah, put that on before you answer the call.
Or answer the call without the camera being on.
What? Is that real silk? No, he doesn't actually
Look
say
at his eye line.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually say
Oh,
that, but
which gives you an interesting thought, of course, is that if he's actually looking down, he shouldn't be looking down at her boobs.
And yet
Because
they
her-
have that happening in every video call.
Yeah.
You'll have somebody walk to the side and the person is looking to that side.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not how cameras work.
Yeah, it's not how it appears on the, that's not how it would appear on the screen,
No, definitely not.
If you want to do that sort of thing, fine. Have each person one end of the other end of a camera screen.
Yeah.
It's like one of the complaints for what was it? Special Needs Academy, when apparently a hologram can walk around inside a starship. Can just walk around.
Yeah.
And
then almost drown.
Well, yeah, no, that, yeah, but that, well, yeah. I mean, another hologram can almost drown. Aye.
Rimmer.
From my quote lines.
Yeah.
Well, basically, he feels bad that they got off to a kind of a stressful start, so he wants to make it up to her and get to know you a little bit better and eat stuff. That's basically what it is. It's like he invites her out to breakfast. So let's have breakfast. That'll fix our awkward relationship. And he's like, she'll be there.
I'll be there.
And I'll be there. Good. And it's not awkward at all.
No.
And as you see, no emojis on this screen. They didn't foresee that.
Nope, they didn't.
It's the new high.
You go back one second. I want to work out what that bottom one was. Was that something? Is that something?
Alien translator.
Alien translator. Thanks.
Oh, good. That's cool. And they let you see it, so you know that they have that technology.
Yeah, it's called Google Translate.
But they don't have a mute camera technology.
I was catching an Uber home from a comedy show I saw a couple weeks ago. The driver who picked me up was a Chinese guy. He'd been in the country for like 20 years, he was telling me, but he hardly spoke any English. We were communicating the entire way, having a great conversation using Google Translate. Me on my phone, him on his.
So your driver was on his phone.
My driver was tapping the microphone button, speaking out loud, and then I was reading his screen to see what he was saying.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that. Yeah, I said, yeah.
It was brilliant. It was awesome, and it just shows the world we live in now, how easily you can communicate with people, even if you don't speak their language.
It is amazing.
And then said Hoshi Sato hasn't even been born yet.
I know. He's talking about the translator on Enterprise.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Which was the last Star Trek show I actually enjoyed.
Yep.
Oh,
Last week was Star Trek.
I wanted to enjoy it, but I couldn't.
Did you get through the whole thing, or did you drop out, Liza?
Well, Lawrence and I forced ourselves to. No. I finished the series with you the last time,
right.
and it just I couldn't.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the best seasons are seasons 3 and 4, I think.
Yeah.
Apart from the last episode.
Yes. Apart from the last episode, if we could leave that out, it's great.
For which can you actually imagine this happening these days? For which Brannon Braga actually apologized.
I didn't know that.
I think it was Brannon. One of them actually came and actually said, apologized for the last episode. They said they tried to round it up, and they just it didn't work. But they tried it to tie it in, and it just and they they're sorry it wasn't received that when it didn't work. They didn't they didn't, but it wasn't offensive. It was just a case of okay, didn't work. Sorry that one didn't work.
Yeah.
I had no hope for it when they were at war with this species that had never been mentioned in Star Trek before. They through some wormhole, and then there was a time thing happening. And then Captain Archer was immoral with his decisions, and
it wasn't. It had its problems. It has bad ideas, but
the time agent stuff. It's like, oh, that worked in Voyager, so we're going to have that again.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, the original series didn't have it, so it's like.
My biggest problem with the first season was when they meet Romulans and see their faces, and the first meeting does not lead to war fought with nuclear missiles, which is exactly what we were told in Balance of Terror back in the old series. Which is why when they finally saw a Romulan on screen, it was a shock, and the one racist guy on the bridge starts looking at Spock like, you.
Yeah.
That's ruined by that episode in first season of Enterprise.
Right. I mean, it started then, where people who were writing for Star Trek had never seen it.
Or didn't care.
Do enough research.
Yeah, no.
Or I was told this also, and it could be, there was the temporal Cold War going on. Timeline got messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh gosh, I hate when they do
I
that.
know.
Yeah,
I know. Me too.
God.
Well, there's interesting one of the best time travel thing. Is it's an Isaac Asimov. It's Isaac Asimov. It's called The End of Eternity, and it starts off with exactly that and addresses exactly that about time travel and how it changes timelines and all sorts of things, and without spoiling anything, they seal that off at the end, and the last line is, "It was the end of eternity and the beginning of forever." But it's yeah. I mean, this is Asimov writing. He said he's back in the 40s or 50s that he wrote this, and it's a really good one about all these things about time travel. And okay, but doesn't that mean then you're going to change the timeline and all these things?
Well, she's going to have some time travel here. She's going back into her memories. And she sees Jason Ironheart. He's becoming what? A way to kind of like catch up people that maybe didn't remember it or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's Bester back in the past shooting at Ironheart. Zaps him, but too late. Ironheart's becomes a light being. And he gives her a gift. Go ahead. What?
Okay, no, it's okay. Just carry on for a second. I just want to see. I can't remember if he said something or not.
Oh, well, I'm not sure all of the words are here. You know.
Actually, yeah, because I don't think he said it to her.
The only gift I have to give.
And with given those pictures, did he at some point turn around and say, "I'll see you again in a million years"?
Not in this recap.
Right,
He did the original.
He did. I was going to say,
yeah.
So. Yeah, because okay, yeah, we know what he's become.
Yeah. He's
Well,
become an ancient.
we know that also, as Istophobos said, he doesn't think his knees will hold out that long. So, yeah, I don't think mine will either. So, and then we have a neat penny trick. Woo! The penny goes flying across the table.
Do you think he got pinched by those bureaucrats Sheridan was talking about?
Penny pinchers.
By the way, it's really amazing that pennies that a penny could still be found 200 years after they were killed finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Oh, I don't know, man. They're just going to round up.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will round up the total sale at the end if you're paying cash, or they'll round down. I've seen more places just rounding down.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys got rid of your pennies years ago.
Yeah.
They spent them all when they had to pee.
Exactly.
Where does that expression come from, Colin?
Probably from the fact that public lavatories, you used to have to put a penny in. Old style, an old style penny, a pre-decimal penny was
pay toilets, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think. I mean, it was, say, an inch, maybe an inch, maybe an inch in diameter. It's much larger than most of our coins now. And yeah, it was literally you paid a penny to use a pay toilet. So that's probably where the phrase "spend a penny" comes from.
Cool beans.
Well, here is this like fake marble? Gotta be.
No, that was real marble that they took a copper penny and just drove it right into.
Okay.
I am kidding.
Nice to have marble on a space station, but anyway.
Absolutely. Or maybe granite. Maybe granite.
He's been in my mind twice today. So she knows when Bester tries to go in her mind.
Yeah.
And so she's thinking this must be another part of Jason's gift.
And that could also be a reason why she asked those poignant questions, was because she could tell when he went into her mind.
Yeah, but why tip him off, though?
But then she says, was that the other part of the gift? And I'm like, might want to have asked, was that another part of the gift?
Yeah.
Like she's presuming there's only two parts.
Given what we find out later on, I always have retroactive problems with this story.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, especially with what happens later. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are.
That's the thing. So basically, at least the audience knows that she's able to sense when Bester goes into her mind, and he actually has. He's lied about that, but he didn't see that she has this ability. So the Iron Heart thing was kind of like a secret gift that is walled off. And anyway, Sheridan tries to get into his room. Ivanova sneaks in, sees him.
Bleep. Ding, 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 ding. Won't work. Our quarters have been sealed until we move to smaller quarters. Or begin paying rent for the bigger ones. They think they're going to pressure me like this. They're wrong. I already tried it. Sprinklers went off.
Yeah, I summarized it.
Whole bunch of other stuff went bad.
Yeah, security had to come and everything.
I was just on my way to rent a room. No way in hell.
Huh.
That's just as bad as paying them for using our own quarters. Millions for defense, not one penny for tribute.
It's been spent at the bathroom.
All right, then. What do you suggest?
And then we find out later.
Yes.
But in the meantime, we see...
somebody has smuggled guns into Babylon 5.
It looks like there's weed on top of it, too.
And there's just packing material. Oh. And the guns are in pieces, so they have to be assembled.
And what is this label on the outside? Looks like a VHS cassette.
Replacement something parts for the
capacities.
For the TFT stylus, I think it says.
Oh, what were those things that Nog and Jake invested in? Something bolts.
I don't know.
Remember, they were trying to make some money, and they bought a bunch of something bolts.
I hated DS9, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Star Trek. To explore strange new worlds, seek out new life and new civilizations. Boldly go where no one has gone before. DS9. Let's sit here and see what comes to us.
Yeah.
I like DS9. And their self-sealing stem bolts. Georgius Rex.
Self-sealing stem bolts.
Self-sealing sealing stem bolts. Blah, 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 blah. I can't pronounce that. God.
DS9 was Temu Babylon 5.
It was not. It was.
Yes, it was.
Look, I can acknowledge that the...
Thanks, Georgius Rex.
I acknowledge that things were stolen, but it was its own thing.
Note that the Defiant did not join DS9 until after the White Star came up on Babylon 5. I'm like, come on, people. The best Star Trek series was Next Generation, bar none.
They wanted to cover the same themes as Babylon 5, but it evolved into its own thing. They're hard to compare.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They ended
really like a United Nations like Babylon 5 was.
Evolution makes mistakes.
And then they ended up, and then they both ended up in a big war, having to choose sides in the war. There were themes that run through both of them, certainly.
You can't. And some of the best characters of Star Trek happened in Babylon 5. Don't tell me that you don't like Garrick as a character.
You mean like Minbari the Gul
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well,
yes, I know.
Well,
I can acknowledge what happened, but also acknowledge that it was its own thing,
That
and
sucked.
it did not.
Oh my goodness.
It did
No, I mean,
not.
I did like DS9. I mean, the thing is, I didn't find it until well afterwards because I guess the first time I saw DS9 was in the 2000 teens.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. It was in the 2020s, in fact.
Wow.
Mhm. It was
Yeah.
We're
here.
still in the 2020s.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
still in the 2020s.
So
Yeah,
it's just several years ago that I saw it for the first time.
For anyone
And
watching this in the future,
because I've
wondering when we
seen
recorded this.
pieces of it when I was flipping through the channels back when it was on, but I'd always see like Quark's face, and I was just like, I don't think I'm going to watch this. And so I skipped it because it's just like,
They
favorite-
did. I think Deep Space Nine, if one is honest, it had its.
Nice one, Georgia.
Georgius Rex.
I was going to say, I mean, it has its. It certainly has its own thing going forward. But yeah, I mean, it's the. It's, as you said, I mean, it's the first thing where they're not on a starship to start. So yeah, that's one of the things where it doesn't fit in the Star Trek.
But I mean, that's all
exploration,
right.
you know, but-
You don't have to, in the overall Star Trek universe, keep doing the same theme.
Yeah, but it's the sort of thing. I think you're right. It's almost as if it's the sort of thing that would not be. It would be a side thing from the main storyline, if you like. Whereas most of them you're moving around, but.
Well, I can acknowledge that themes and ideas were stolen. You know, introducing a spiritual aspect. You know, or covering spirituality in Star Trek. That was something that happened in DS9, and I'm sure it was part of what was stolen from
Well, they made
from
it
Babylon 5,
they
but the
made
thing
it,
is, made it their own thing, you know?
well, it was also
I'm not saying he didn't
it
make
was given its own scientific parallel, the wormhole entities and stuff like that, and
I'm
then
not-
of course
yeah.
the culture makes
I'm not saying they
religion on
didn't-
it, but it had both.
Yeah, but I'm not saying they didn't make it their own thing. I'm just saying it sucks compared to Babylon 5. It's Timu Babylon 5.
I wouldn't say it's
I would
Timu
not. I would
I
not
wouldn't
say
say,
no.
you know, every you know, Star Trek, Next Generation, and original Star Trek was not through composed. Some things do happen from one episode to the other that contradict each other. You cannot compare the way that Star Trek was produced to the way that Babylon 5 was produced, which was almost entirely through composed, with the few exceptions of the trapdoor thing to retrieve, salvage the story when main characters were no longer, when main characters had to be pulled out.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's hard to compare them.
No, I just think of it this way. I enjoy both, so I'm just not going to get into it.
I can acknowledge that Babylon 5 is 100% a better story.
Overall, yeah. Like
it is, but I did enjoy the character Garrick, the dynamic between Quark and Odo. And I appreciated, the character of Kira, and it just boggles my mind when people come out and it's like, oh, there were no, strong female characters in television. It's like, oh, Major Kira?
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, come on, Trekkies.
The thing is, I think that one of the things that that stuck out about Deep Space Nine, especially as a Star Trek series, wasn't necessarily so much the fact that it was set on a station rather than a ship, but it was very military. It was there was a lot of it. It was very much the military side of things. For you've got a setting, a place where Kira, for example, had been depending upon your point of view, a terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
From the, I mean, okay, yes, the card has been invaded, it's and all that, but it was a little bit like the thing when you discuss. They were talking on Brown earlier on about the original Battlestar Galactica, the remake of Battlestar Galactica.
Mm.
The remake of Battlestar Galactica was very, very much dark, very much more gritty and militaristic. And Deep Space Nine was because of the setting that they put it in. Whereas obviously Babylon 5 is military, but it's not coming from a series which is exploration and non-military based, which Babylon 5 was.
Well, the rogue telepaths are putting together guns, and he wants them to keep going over Mary Had a Little Lamb so they don't forget the lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a super chat, $10 from Dead Gamers 13.
£10.
Oh, that's
Ah.
right.
Really?
10 pounds, 10 British pounds.
Well, thank you very much. Could you do the honors, Liza, in reading it off?
They're identical canvases, different brushstrokes. Star Trek has the
Has to exist,
Texas
I think,
with
doesn't
its
it?
own rules created by its original concept. Babylon 5 create its own lore.
Fair point.
Yeah.
And yet Star Trek chose to steal Babylon 5's lore to create their concept. It was not original in any way, and anyone who thinks so is just lying to themselves. The original concept, not how it evolved, the original concept is stolen from Babylon 5 wholesale.
Well,
I acknowledged, as the computer would say in Star Trek, but really,
But sometimes you got to have the freedom to say, okay, we want to do a show about a space station. Oh, but another one did it. Now, the thing is, it's true the pitch went that way and all that stuff, but at the same time, I think it made it different enough that it's like...
It's completely different. I mean, it's hard to compare the two series in the way that they were produced. It's just you can't compare a story that is so well
Straczynski
integrated.
brought the treatment to Paramount and said, "Hey, can I have a show? Could you guys make my show?" And they took a look at it and said, it's just not for us," and gave it back to him, and then went and made DS9.
They had it for what, a year, and then they settled out of court.
Yeah,
things were stolen, yes, but I mean.
But the finished product was like different enough that it's like
it not just different enough.
You would have to look up this stuff to know.
They still had to settle out of court, and of course the jerks had to go ahead and jump the gun on Babylon 5 so that their show came out. What was it? 2 weeks ahead of B5? Jerks.
Well, here we go. Thank you, Dead Gamer.
No, Georges, they were not.
You are our current, what do we call him? Mr. Garibaldi.
Next round's on Mr. Garibaldi.
So thank you for the super chat, Dead Gamer. Our current Garibaldi.
Like, people, this is like comparing Tolkien to, what's the series by, Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. C.S. Lewis. It stuff by C.S.
Two have nothing to do with each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were both.
But you can't say that about DS9.
They were both fantasy universes. They had a lot of commonality.
You would have to know about the backstory of the pitch being given and Paramount taking it. Yeah. If you didn't know that backstory, you would say, yeah, they're both about space stations, but they're different. There's a different vibe completely. Babylon 5 has these ambassadors and these different planets interacting with each other in a forum for that, like the United Nations.
Definitely.
DS9, it's like, you have Klingons coming in, you have Romulans coming in.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. DS9 is the United Nations, is the United Nations in space, or at least as regards the council, etc., etc. Yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah, there are different shows in that regard, and Ducat, he's part of Mimbari. What do you call it? history and stuff, but he's only in one episode.
Oh gosh, Gavin.
What's this?
It says everybody just agree with the woman, please. You, Gavin.
Gavin,
You are definitely green Drazi, Gavin, for sure.
Gavin, I agree entirely with you. Everybody should agree that Liza has a right to her own opinions on the matter.
Indeed.
But I mean, she's not on her own there. I'm kind of like agreeing too. I didn't get into DS9 when it was first out, but later when I saw it in the 2020s, just a few years ago, I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. There are some episodes, more episodes I would skip than in Babylon 5, like on a rewatch.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's fun episodes, and some of it takes it out because they do have some really serious episodes, like the Dominion War. Some of that got really serious and heavy, and then you have the change of pace that was a little odd with the Ferengi. You know, a Ferengi episode where
I love the Ferengi episodes.
Yeah, but it's almost like
yeah, and the episodes with Vic Fontaine. I love those episodes. Dead Gamer sent you £5, and yes,
I'm
Dead
ring
Gamer.
the bell again.
I agree with you, Dead Gamers 13. Your comparison is much better. It's Lord of the Rings versus Game of Thrones. That is
when Game of Thrones was good, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Next round's on Mr. Garibaldi.
Thank you, Dead Gamer.
Better analogy.
Or we
better
should call him
analogy.
Dead
Thank you.
Garibaldi.
So last thing I'll say on it, and then we can let it drop if you want, is just yes, Lawrence, it could be seen that way if you don't know the backstory. Problem is, I do know the backstory, and therefore DS9 shall always and ever be Timu B5 to me.
Okay. Well,
God, I hate that show.
Well.
But they can't scan us if they don't catch us. We just have to make sure we don't get caught. That's what Jensen thought. And just before he died, he cracked. We
How
can't
do you
afford
know?
it.
You're
Do it
supposed
again.
to sound more like this.
I'm trying not to be too disrespectful to the actor.
No, it's no disrespect. He obviously chose.
I know.
Kind of
I just don't want
that
people
way.
to think that I'm being really mean.
Okay.
Anyway, you have a clip to play.
We have another Garibaldi clip to play. Thank you, Dead Gamer. I mean, we seem to have stumbled onto a hot button here.
Next round's on Mr. Garibaldi.
So what do we have from our Mr. Garibaldi?
The one you just read.
Yeah, it for some reason it popped up again on StreamYard.
It was so profound, it was worth mentioning twice.
Yes. Just a little anecdote. Just a little
Story.
Everyone, these producers of New Trek justify all of their decisions in saying, oh, but we need to bring new people into Star Trek, yada, yada, yada.
Congratulations, 40,000 new viewers.
Yeah.
On earworms?
I wish.
No, the thing is, I had my best friend in high school was not a Trekkie at all. She hadn't seen a lick of Star Trek at all. Not original, not The Next Generation, not nothing. And I invited her over to dinner one day, and me and my parents were watching an episode of DS9, and she fell in love with the character Garrick. And we ended up
acted,
we ended up I think this was when was it? It was they would run a few episodes back to back, and we kind of I forgot the network that was running it on cable that way. I forgot what it was, but we binged watched them, and she was like, wow, this is good.
Yeah, of course she would. She never saw the original.
The thing is, DS9 was good enough to bring someone who had like wasn't a Trekking got them interested enough to continue the series, and we were starting from the middle. I mean, there was quality there, people. There was quality. Why do you have to throw Jakar into this fight?
I do have a question, which is, how do they know what happened to their man?
They could have read Bester. They might have a source inside Psi Corps. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it, but
oh, we're back to the episode. Okay, hold on.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I just I see these things. Okay, yeah, but how do you know that? Unless you said it,
he just probably assumed it. He assumed that Bester's there because the one guy that did go missing,
literally just before he died, he.
Oh no, I know why. Because he had the script.
Oh yeah, exactly. Sorry, I forgot that.
Again, no, he could have read Bester.
All they had to do,
or they have a source in Psi Corps.
Yeah,
stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
but they didn't show necessarily reading. Maybe they have a source. They could have easily just said, "Our source said he cracked."
Yeah.
You know, there you go. You solve it right there with just 2 words. You know.
Oh, we have a visitation. Anna Nielsen.
Alien visitation. Oh, I should mention that coming up tomorrow in the Eastern U.S. time zone of 4:00 in the afternoon, we will be doing the next section of the Silmarillion, the Valaquenta. Basically, I know, like Anna pointed out, it's about 7 pages in the physical book, but because it goes so, fast, and there's a lot of names mentioning the Valar and everything, we're going to take our time with it and talk about these. It may go beyond just that section because, when you're talking about world building and all that, it will go beyond it. But we want to make sure that anyone reading the Silmarillion has this as a reference to help them maybe remember some names and associations with these Valar. It's fascinating stuff. I love world building, and I think we'll have a great time, even though we're maybe only covering 7 pages. There's a lot in those 7 pages, and we probably only have about 2 hours because Anna, our Tolkien, I'll say scholar. She doesn't want to be called a scholar, but I'll say it. So
you
she's
are
going to be joining us,
scholar,
and she has about 2 hours, I think. So knowing how we are and how long-winded we get, I think the Valaquenta 7 pages, I think we could stretch that to 2 hours.
Animal Farm is a box office Disney.
Shut up. Sorry, I didn't.
Hell?
No, I was trying to look something up.
Are you watching Critical Drinker while we're doing
No, that was actually Mr. H Reviews, I think. But no, I was trying to look something up, and unfortunately, on the phone, and unfortunately, it started autoplaying. I do apologise.
Oh, yes. If there's questions in the chat from Georgius, I think Anna could probably answer them there. Georgius had a question. Just want to make sure.
The
Is that the chapter? Yeah, the Valar. But that's the thing. There's so many names that come fast and furious in the Silmarillion because it is a legendarium. It's not something where, and then he walked down the corridor, which was dimly lit, and there were some torches sconced on either side. But it's not like that. It's just like this happened. It's very Bible-like in that regard. So
yeah, but I think Anna's right that she's not a scholar. Saying a scholar implies she's still learning it. I would say she has a doctorate in Tolkien.
I would say
a real scholar never stops learning.
A scholar doesn't necessarily mean you're studying. It means you have a particular.
Well, but she doesn't like being called a scholar, so
she's humble, and that's a good scholar.
Yes.
All good scholars are humble. They know what they do not know.
I would like to submit a request early that we skip the story about the dark elf. That one is just too dark.
The dark elf.
the evil elf that lives in the forest and kidnaps a woman and basically, what's her and has a child and ends up in Gondolin. Can we skip that?
Is that in the Valaquenta?
No, not in the Valaquenta. I'm submitting a request early before we get to that chapter.
All right.
About
Sounds reasonable to me.
When we get there, we'll see whether we build a bridge over it or what happens. But
And I will leave the final decision up to you.
thank you.
I just think it'll take us
I don't
down
quite
very
remember.
depressing rabbit holes.
We were going through stressful times when I was reading the Silmarillion. It was 2021. We were fleeing Miami, and I don't remember that particular story as well. But we'll decide that when we get there. And
Still, it sounds like a reasonable request.
yeah,
Yes.
okay.
I am submitting it early so it could,
If
the
there's
proper
something that
paperwork
Liza
can be
and
filled
Dutch
out.
Radiant agree on, it must be a good thing.
Hey, now.
Well, if you
Liza
two
is
can
perfectly
agree-
reasonable once in a while. I'm teasing.
Dutch Gradient.
I'm teasing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Dead Gamer 13, please put him in his place.
I said I was teasing. Good Lord.
Jakar is my champion here, okay?
All right. So anyway, what's happening here? Oh yes, she has friends. She has Jakar. And
You're going to play a clip.
no, I don't have the clip of that one. Oh, I
No,
am playing
go
a
back.
clip. There's a clip here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got this. I got
Yes.
them singing. Really? What about
I
that
don't
one
know.
about Lita had a little Vorlon?
Again.
Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
It's not row row your boat, but
You'd
No.
have thought, if you think about it, you'd have thought about it though that if you're a telepath, if you're and you're just listening to the general noise around you, and you hear a dozen horses going, "Mary had a little lamb," isn't that going to kind of stick out?
You would think, yes.
Unless they only do that if they actually try to actually read your mind.
well, I guess proximity might also be part of it.
Yeah, but so many voices in a small room doing the same thing over and over. Anna just said, "We can't skip it, though. It's essential to the fall of Gondolin. Ael didn't Aradel exactly, but he did trap Deceiver. They loved each other in a way, but Aradel eventually fled to her people."
It's so sad though, Anna. Well, again, she is the decision maker for this.
There are sad times. in
Yes,
these
but
stories.
it's like it would be just fun
Well,
to cover
you did a short little opera thing on Psyche. You're named after the story of Psyche, who
There's
basically had Apollo stalking her.
the thing is they're like my music, my operas are dark. Yes, I acknowledge that. But the thing is there's certain works of art that sometimes you feel you can only see once. Once is enough. You can appreciate it for what it is, but you don't want to go through it again.
Okay,
It's
well,
kind
we'll
of
just
like
do it once. I mean, the
it's like the
audience.
Gropos episode. It's like the episode in Babylon 5 with the parents who reject the child who got a blood transfusion. It's okay, you've seen it once and you can appreciate it for what it is. You can appreciate the art and the message, but it's not something you would go out of your way for entertainment.
Well, there'll be a point where all of us
to
can
watch
talk about it, and but I think we can talk about it like behind scenes. At some point.
Maybe we can run through it because Anna's right.
A rehearsal?
It is no. in that we kind of summarize that story and get out of it as
I could do it
quickly as
in one
possible.
slide.
Uh,
Okay. All right. We'll
I guess we'll discuss it later.
We'll find a way that makes everybody happy, and it is possible. Now, except for Ivanova, of course, she's not happy right now. The top one will be Sheridan, Dutch, and the bottom one will be Ivanova.
Comfortable. Couldn't be better. Gotta take a hard line with these people, Susan. Can't show a moment's weakness. Yes, sir. Heard a good one today. That look. How many Mabari does it take to change a light bulb? I don't know, sir. How many Mabari does it take to screw in a light bulb? No one knows. They always surrender right before they finish the job and never explain why.
Just one, but in the good old days of... Oh, sorry, wrong race.
Wrong joke.
Knock, knock. No one's home. But no, she says, who's there? Kosh. Kosh who? Gesundheit. Were you like this when you were married? Huh?
Yeah, that's what she says.
The woman was a saint.
Yeah. I like how he says that.
Here she goes, like, huh? Yeah. The woman was a saint. Well, at least I'm an intelligent life form, according to the Minbari. I think I like that.
You know what? We should have a little audience engagement as we get into this next scene coming up here.
I think I like that a lot.
Yes, he likes it a lot. But as we get into the next scene here, let's get a little audience engagement. Let's have a poll. No, that's the emojis. Sorry, it's been a while since I did polls, folks. Let's put in.
No.
How about this?
That's the emojis.
Favorite second. I'm going to call it second because the ranks are different. But we have Major Kira. Now, is Kira spelled with an I or a Y?
Kira.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely an I.
Major Kira or Commander Ivanova.
Oh, I like that poll.
Ivanova, easily.
Seriously.
Well, we are covering. Well, it's not just about you. You do it on whatever criteria you want. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, this is
attractive.
hard.
I'm sorry. Kieran Reese is not God. Ivanova is.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Colin, you can't ask me to choose between these two. You can't.
I'm not. Your husband is.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is there a way that I can submit votes for both?
If
on
you
the
have
same
two
device?
accounts,
Yeah, just
yeah,
I
you
don't
can
wanna-
vote from Psyche, and then you can log into your Liza account and do
My
that.
Liza account. Let's
yeah,
see.
do one on your computer, one on your phone. I've done that before.
But it has to be different accounts, I think.
I can do that.
Hasn't?
Okay,
No, it
guys.
doesn't.
Yes.
I don't think so. Sometimes different.
no.
I think if you're on different devices. Hold on. In which case, I'm going to have to do this again though, because unfortunately I can't actually log into. Oh, bugger. Sorry about my. I'm on my laptop and I can't actually get into YouTube on my log into YouTube on my.
Colin, while you're doing that, do you mind if I went and
laptop.
do you mind if I went and made a drink real quick?
All right, go ahead.
Come on.
Be right back.
I'm glad you asked Colin's permission there. So what is it called? What are you doing?
No, I said I'm on my laptop, and unfortunately, on my laptop, I can't get it. I can't sign into the YouTube channel to actually do chat. So I'm going to have to do it on the phone. I just remembered I can do it on the phone though.
But this here, I should have gotten a video clip of this. But this light, as the light changed and everything, the lighting is just so good and everything. And the reason why I'm pointing some of this out is because, yeah, it was done a little bit on the cheap using like 80s technology.
Wasn't it? Was it theoretically a Commodore Amiga?
Yeah, it was a Commodore
I think
Amiga
that's
and
what it is.
toaster. They called it a toaster, this external thing for video rendering in 3D. I remember seeing one. I think our high school had one.
I had an Amiga. Still
Yeah.
got them. I think I've still got me Amiga actually.
Part of me, I don't know. Something, I never had a Commodore. I was, the kid that was the oddball. Everyone had Commodore 64 or an Amiga and Commodore 128 or something
I
like that. I
I
had a freaking TRS-80 from Radio Shack.
I started off with a Sinclair ZX Spectrum, the old one that was so small it literally fit inside the keyboard you could get. Then I went up all the way up the Spectrum. Then I think I went up to I had a Commodore 64, which I changed for an Atari ST. And from the ST, I went to the Amiga. And then I think they need to go up to PCs.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I was a kid, so, it's what mom and dad decide and went with the TRS-80. Not computer people, just, that's just what they did. I guess because they liked Radio Shack or something. And so that's what I had until the Tandy 1000, which was my first actual PC, so to speak, running MS-DOS.
Oh.
Yeah, DOS, took some learning, but it was cool. It was cool to learn that stuff. I'm using terminals again now with Linux. So, but anyway, let's move on. I'm pretty sure, we could do this until Dutch makes it back. But AI. Oh, and Al. Al does a little, this is an interesting section here. Because he talks about the recent assassination of the president, or it wasn't that recent, it's like 8 weeks, or actually a whole season ago. Yeah,
Well, it was the end of last season, wasn't it? So
yeah, it was. It was the end of the last season. So I guess in the world it was a good enough amount of time. But he's asking about it. How does it? And you see, he's fishing. So this is kind of like an important little thing here, because he's asking her, you talked to Sheridan and the others. I'm kind of disappointed in this Sheridan. I thought he'd be a little more agreeable or something like that. And then he's like, how do they feel about the president and the assassination? And she's like, well, I don't know. They talk about it now and then, but, basically ISN says it was an accident, and he's like, and so it was, and then he gets cut off because it's time to actually have the story continue here. But you see that he was poking around almost like he knows it wasn't an accident, and he's kind of like digging to see if there's anyone on Babylon 5 that is suspicious of the mainstream story, the narrative that was released.
His attitude to Sheridan's an interesting callback, because I mentioned elsewhere that Sheridan's record looks as if he would be
right
a hard ass pro government.
Yep.
Not to mention anti-Minbari.
Yeah. Earth Uber alles. Okay, and so
I think it would be Terra in that case, then it would scan better.
No, you need 4 syllables.
I don't need to sing the former Third Reich national
Terra Supreme.
Ooh, no.
I don't think that would be a good look.
Talia gets gas. She does look like it, doesn't she? She's like, oh boy, do we have any Pepto-Bismol?
Well, she's not the only one.
Bester gets Best Door? Who's Best Door?
I'm sorry, I misspelled Bester. It was late at night and my mind was going.
Bestor.
You know who he's named after, right?
Bestor Spumante.
Colin, would you care to?
Alfred Bester. I was literally, when you stopped reading my mind, I was literally about to say, of course, named after science fiction author Alfred Bester. I was literally about to say that.
How do you think I knew you were about to say that? I did read your mind. No. That's why I gave it to you to say it.
Yes. You are the Psi Cop.
Where,
Yeah, but
where
that's a
is
good
he? We're
one.
supposed to have someone here say no. All the forums in the 90s say no. But so I don't know. There's some people in the distance and somebody's bending
Sorry.
over and all that. And so they sense something happening. And then Bester's like, throw this table down and hide behind it. And
These are the stupidest assassins in the history of stupid assassins. Let's make sure all of us stand in front of him in a tight little squad like this. Don't put anyone behind him to distract him into turning around so we can then shoot him in the back. No, don't do that.
He'd be able to sense them before they even walked into the room, right?
They could have one guy behind him who deliberately sends out a telepathic, hey! It should be enough. I mean, at least he'd have his back turned to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot him in the back. That's the best way to do it.
His back was to me.
No, it is true. It is true. I mean, if you're going to assassinate somebody, it's not like you're thinking about,
honor. No, definitely not.
What's the most fair way for my victim?
Yeah. By the way, I love when people hold a gun and they're grabbing their wrist. I'm like, why are you grabbing your wrist? This does nothing for your aim.
What it does,
well, maybe just the recoil. Although then you should put it up here.
No, it helps with the recoil.
The recoil is going to be more like that.
No, it really doesn't.
It helps a little bit with the recoil, and it also helps you steady, I think.
And actually, I just realized he's not holding his wrist.
No,
he's teacupping. He's teacupping the bottom of the gun, which does literally nothing.
Oh, sorry, you say hold the wrist. Yeah, I mean,
if it makes you feel better, do it, man.
I was taught with a pistol to do that with in your hand, because not least switches, especially if you're instinct shooting as well. I think they call it the Weaver stance, I think, in the States, if I remember right from reading my county books.
If you're right-handed like Bester, what you're supposed to do is the right finger is the only part of the right hand that moves. You wrap your left hand around your right hand. Your left hand is therefore what ends up holding the gun, aiming the gun, moving it around, and that grip alone, and then your right finger is free to do nothing but squeeze the trigger gently. It makes your aim perfect. You're not jerking the trigger. You're not causing the gun to move off target as you pull the trigger. It's the way to hold a gun. It's how I was taught by a police officer. And at the range where I work, it's how we always teach people to shoot.
Well, it's interesting.
But this is a PPG, so it may have different
the PPGs aren't supposed to have any recoil. Is that correct?
Then why does he have his hand under his hand?
I don't know.
I would say TV cop. TV cops gotta do
like
that.
I said, to be fair, that's how I was. I mean, I was taught on the Browning 9mm, and that's how I was taught that it gives. What it gives you, the left hand gives you support, the right hand holds the weapon. But yeah, exactly. I'm as opposed to the good old the dueling position where you've got in one hand and sideways on, as if you're full body on. Although you've got more of a target, you're instinctive aiming rather than aim shooting.
Well, at least he didn't do the 90s like gangsta sideways.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, technically a PPG, I think, is supposed to be an energy weapon, which shouldn't actually have a recoil.
But yet it does fire a blast.
It does it does have something.
Yeah.
Talia runs for it. Oh no, I'd be captured.
She's running for it, and she runs into the arms of some rogues. And that is the one known as Neckbeard #1.
Mm-hmm.
And then they shove her into like a little panel there, and there we go. All right. So now, Bester. Should we read these or summarize it? I don't know.
They must be getting desperate to try something like this. They know we're onto them. Why else would they try to kill me? Is this a multiple choice question?
Actually, that was Yvanova.
Oh, is this a multiple choice question?
They know you.
What about Talia? As far as I know, she got out. You mean you haven't heard from her since the attack? No, but I'm sure she's fine. It's me they were after. Unless they took her in order to get to you. Has that ever occurred to you now that you've saved your own skin? She doesn't know anything that could hurt me or the Corps. Doesn't get it, does he?
I love the face. And there, yeah,
Yeah, a narc wouldn't get it.
yeah.
The hell with what she knows. She could be dead right now. Garibaldi.
Yep.
You should have told us she was missing when you called in. If you're this worried, Mr. Garibaldi, I suggest you double your efforts to find these people.
Ugh.
You've got 2 bodies to start with. Make the best of them.
Oh man, he's
Yeah.
so evil, man.
But again, he doesn't think so. Problem is, he does think that the ends justify the means.
Mm.
And if you are somebody who thinks that,
Yeah, evil
might want
people
to
do think that.
self-examination there. Yeah.
He should be concerned for Talia. That even in Psi Corps thinking, that is, that would still be acceptable. Still care for another member of the Corps that was with you during this assassination attempt.
And he may, but at the same time, he also knows if he shows that he doesn't care, it's going to get Garibaldi ire up, and he can redirect that towards finding the rogue telepaths.
Oh, the phasers in Star Trek, do they have recoil?
I don't believe they do.
I remember during the
hold them like this to begin with. It was like a...
Well, during the Dominion War, they made it a point to show that phaser rifles had recoil.
Next Generation never did.
No. Well, if you think about and if you think about it, the original phasers were sort of like, was the original ones, was the next one, were actually sort of like compact, like communicators.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then that's the Type 1 phaser, which when they inserted it into the pistol grip Type 2 phaser, gave it a little more range and a little more power, but still no recoil.
And then there was the Janeway Rambo phaser rifle.
Oh, Lord.
You remember that episode when, what was it, a virus took over and got big or something? And
they did it. They also did it in Deep Space Nine. The phaser rifles had recoil. Yeah.
Hmm.
They made it a point that to show that during the Dominion War, I think in the episode where Nog was trying to show off to these soldiers who were stuck underground for a long time.
No, Janeway was not a Rambo. She was a Bruce Willis. She was
Rambeck.
Die Hard. Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You haven't seen Voyager either?
Liza, I saw enough of Voyager to try to forget it completely. I don't know who you're talking about.
There were some good episodes in Voyager.
I don't care. Overall, it was
the
garbage.
lizard on the right. Remember when she and Paris became
Yes, I'm trying to forget that.
By about the third episode of the first season, I wanted them to show Janeway the inside of an airlock and let her go out the other side without a spacesuit on.
Yeah, she
the most interesting character on the entire show at that point was a damn holographic doctor.
Mm-hmm.
The Doctor had many good episodes.
I'm not questioning it. All I'm saying is he was the most interesting character by third episode in, and they're just doing everything they can not to get home. And I'm going, you know what? Screw this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it was sometimes it was rough, but overall, yeah, I watched it and
You
it was
can
all
imagine
right. But the one time we did rewatch it, we did skip a lot. There was a lot of episodes.
Yeah, you skip the episodes that they're like, those are filler,
But there was more of them in a lot of other
I
series.
mean, you can imagine they get back home and Janeway's given her after action report and she's being debriefed and she's asked, why did you make this decision? Why did you make this decision? And she says, well, we had to make the series last for 7 years.
Yeah.
Well,
I popped back in for the Borg episode, and okay, there's a species 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that is destroying the Borg, wiping them out.
Yeah.
It's like the most powerful species ever discovered. The Borg are allowing Janeway to go through if she allows the Borg to upgrade her ship and put a team on board. Okay, fine. We have better shields, better weapons, and better engines now. Great. We know how to take out species 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not just take them out, but destroy their entire home dimension. Why don't we just kick these Borg off our ship? We're almost through the Delta Quadrant. Get the heck out of Dodge. With these upgrades, we'll go faster. And once the Borg are destroyed, if this species comes to Earth, we can say, hey, we'll destroy you.
Nobody's going to kick 7 of 9 off the ship.
Well, no, 7 of 9 did not get kicked off the ship. But point is, they did kick the other Borg off the ship.
Yeah.
So that's all they had to do. And she's like, all right, get rid of species 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and save the Borg. I'm sitting there going, somebody shoot her, please. Somebody please shoot her. Just shoot her. And then her last words are, and I'll get these Borg upgrades off my ship. Right, because we definitely don't want better weapons and better shields and faster engines. Holy cow.
But they have a mind of their own.
I did quite like the way they circled back, and her last and the last line of the pilot is set a course for home, and the last line of the last episode is when they're surrounded by the Federation ships and just set a course for home. I like that. What I would have liked to have seen, I think, would be one more episode. I'd like it to have been one episode when you, or maybe be a couple, but when you see how they dealt with getting back home. That, I think, would have been an interesting thing to see. If they got home one episode earlier, so you could actually see what Babylon Trek talk.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she's about to come to. I mean, the thing is, she was all right. Did they knock her out, or did they put some sort of what do you call that, ether or whatever that is on
chloroform.
Cloth? Chloroform, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Does this smell like chloroform to you?
And there we go. There's that word we saw at the beginning.
Apostolic what?
Yeah.
It's not a word. It's his name. Apostolic.
I know, but I was not going to be able to remember it, much less.
Telepath 1.
Telepath 1. Number 1. And well, anyway, she comes to. She sees a bunch of telepaths hanging around, and
yo, what's up?
And they're all thinking thoughts, and she's hearing them. Well, not
we don't want to hurt you.
Notice what she's not wearing.
Yeah,
bra.
No, her badge.
Oh,
we will if we have to, but we don't want to. You're only hurting yourselves. The Corps is here to protect you. I don't believe that. Neither do you.
Yeah, you can't pull the wool
That's
over
not
his eyes.
true. It will be.
It will be.
Very soon. You're almost there.
Almost where?
Almost where? What do you want from me? We want you to understand.
Yeah, he's good. He can sense where she's at, probably because he's able to sense her thoughts, and he knows that she's part of the way there.
Well, he's also, he just says later on, he's also been touched by, if you pardon the expression, by Ironside, wasn't he? Ironside,
yeah,
Ironheart.
He said he was a P-13, maybe.
I was thinking to myself, you mean the lawyer in the wheelchair?
No.
I was about to say to Ironside, yeah, the telepath in the wheelchair.
real quick.
Who was
today? Go on. Who was?
I would say he was so smart that every week he walked down a bloody courtroom steps and got shot. Every episode, you never learn.
Today was the anniversary of the television show V back in the 80s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There, Michael Ironside played a character named Ham,
Ham
mercenary, rough guy, kind of an anti-hero. I talked with Michael Ironside a few years ago in Atlanta, and he told me that originally they wanted Ham to be in a wheelchair. And he said, no, there is no way I'm going to be in a wheelchair. And they were taken back by this. And they're like, would you mind explaining why?
Oh, yeah.
And he just looked at them and said, you seriously want to put a man with the last name Ironside in a wheelchair? And they stuck their tongue in their cheek for a second and said, right, no wheelchair it is.
But anyway.
Psi Corps rubbed Vicks vapor rub on my balls. It didn't feel good.
I decided to have a little fun with these stories.
Indeed.
Ay, ay, ay. God.
I don't believe you.
Oh, got the badge back.
You can't handle the truth. The Corps raised me, gave me everything I have. And now she has the badge again.
Yeah, that's it.
And took away everything you were born with. Took away your freedom. You wear that badge and those gloves.
Oh, I see a color around
We
this.
have a super chat, 10 pounds from Dead Gamer. Wow.
Thank you
Very, very
much.
generous,
Very
Dead Gamer.
generous
Yes.
tonight, Dead Gamer.
Wow.
Yeah.
You do not need to apologize for your rants, Dead Gamer. We are enjoying them thoroughly.
But
Well, what he
you
said
can-
is, apologies for my rants. You guys get me ruminating way too much on B5 streams, which is a good thing. Smiley face, heart.
ruminating. Ruminations. Dun, 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 dun. All right, but yeah, we have fun with it. I mean, we love it, but we can still have fun with it, and you know, it's for that reason. So, did we do this line? Oh yeah, it's about
Took
those
away your
gloves.
freedom. You wear that badge and those gloves every day of your life while you're out among normals. Keeps you separate from them, from each other. Dependent, afraid. You're distorting everything. Am I? Bester shot your friend Ironheart. But hey, he was a rogue, a runaway, just like us.
Good point.
But that's not the worst.
Oh.
Mr. Garibaldi.
Yeah, they
I know
do
we've-
shift scenes here. They
Yeah.
do go back and forth.
Mr. Garibaldi, I know we've had our problems in the past. But I'm not the enemy. We have the same concerns, you and I. We want to protect our own and protect Earth. Would it interest you to know that I'm married, Mr. Garibaldi?
Oh,
That I have a 5-year-old daughter?
Poor kid.
That on Sundays when I'm back home, we pack a picnic lunch and go out under the dome on Syria Planum to watch the stars come out. Hardly the description of a monster. Slow clap. Smooth. You're getting good at this. One of these days, I might even be convinced that you're human. Here's the information you asked for. The two shooters were living in down below, like I figured. It's tough to track expenses down there. Most of it's barter. They were both living on the same level. Probably wanted to stick close together for mutual protection. Which means the others might be there as well. That's what I figured. I'm putting a team together. We'll pick you up in an hour, and we'll go in together. You hear me? Together. Clear? Of course.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
right.
Of course. 1 hour. I'll be there, Mr. Garibaldi. I would never go in without you.
I would never go in half an hour or so. But yeah, we're going on to the next book of slides here. And
What I just realised I find quite interesting is even among themselves, the telepaths refer to non-telepaths as normals. Whereas surely to a telepath, being a telepath is normal.
I think it's just they're using the vocabulary that's generally used. Telepaths and normals.
Yeah, possibly.
You know, it's just but I guess among themselves, they still say that, except for when they want to really tighten the screws. You know, Bester says.
I remember that my first introduction to telepaths on TV was the original Tomorrow People, the British one in the 70s.
British telepaths.
Yeah. And they were Homo superior. I think they took their name from the David Bowie song. And they refer to non-telepaths as saps, short for Homo sapiens, as Homo sapiens, you know, which they didn't mean to be demeaning, but they saw themselves as the next stage, very much in this, I think, as the next stage in human evolution, although they weren't affected by aliens, of course. So you know, so they again, they obviously saw themselves as different.
Well, Bester calls normals mundanes at times.
Yeah, and
Yes,
that would seem to be more sense. Telepaths are mundane, so telepaths are non-telepaths.
Yeah. Oh, the mundanity of it all. Oh, there, misspelled Bester again. Bestor.
Oops. Bestor.
So when you're talking about Superman's arch enemy, the bald guy, what do you call him? Lex what?
Luthor.
No, seriously, what do you call him?
Lex Luthor.
Seriously, you call him Luthor?
I don't really actually say that often at all, to be honest with you.
Because I was talking about him to a friend one time, and I mentioned Luthor, and he said, "What are you, Otis from the Christopher Reeves movies?" Because he's always going, "Mr. Luthor, Mr. Luthor."
I thought it was Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Most people call him Luthor.
Didn't the animated stuff, like the ones I remember, the ones I grew up with, the Hall of Justice Super Friends thing, whatever that
Back
was.
in the 70s, it was Luthor.
Yeah. I'd say Luthor, even though you spelled it Luthor.
But in the 90s, the Superman animated series, which followed the Batman animated series, they always call him Luthor.
I'm trying to remember.
And that's what trained me to start saying Luthor.
That's why I thought it was Luthor.
Yeah, I always thought it's Luthor, but I think in the last one that I saw, which was the Supergirl series on CW, I think it was Luthor Corps there, because it was Lena Luthor. Was it Lena Luthor or Lena Luthor? It was sort of between the two, I think. Yeah. But it was Luthor Corps as opposed to Luthor Corps.
Of course, then there's always in Star Wars, you know, does Lando call Han or Han?
Yeah, he'd call
yes,
him
he
Han.
does. It's sometimes Han.
That's right. He did both. Oh man. Well,
even as a kid, I was struck at how much darker the animated series were than the movies.
Yeah,
the 80s movies. I always thought it was weird.
Well, in any case, this lady's telling her story here, and Bester was up to no good in her memories.
Wasn't she the one who was forced to have a kid?
Yes, she is.
Well, I changed the story slightly.
Yeah, no, I know you did. I just I just trying to remember what
he was an underwear sniffer at this point.
We don't even know. We don't even know it was Mr. Bester that did it.
Well, I just thought visually it would look good, you know, Bester in the underwear drawer, and of course that turns off Tolly. She doesn't like the thought of that.
And that, of course, and that, of course, is the beautiful Diane DeLasio.
No, she did great acting here, and yeah, it is a serious moment, but I don't know. It was late. I was having fun.
Yeah, He then
He
proceeded
You
to
were
lick my
having
mac and
too much fun with these captions. I gotta oversee these before you publish.
No, it's great. He then proceeded
No?
to lick my
No.
mac and cheese. I was
I
left with
do
only
not
mac.
read this, Dutch Gradient. No.
that sounds so wrong. He proceeded to lick my
No.
mac and cheese.
I mean, seriously, leave me here with only mac and no cheese? That's just what a evil thing
I
to
hate
do.
macaroni.
I'm
Trust me.
tuning out here.
Many of us have been left with bare noodles.
There, people.
Maybe the Corps served a purpose once, but now they're just panty sniffing cheese lickers.
Oh, no.
So what do you expect me to do?
Sniff your own knickers.
Colin,
Yep.
guy.
Something was missed here. He said, "What do you expect me to do?" And the next is "Yep." Huh?
Oops.
I don't remember this
Ah.
dialogue either. Dead Gamer. I am completely outraged. I
Oh no! Oh,
apologize
that
on
one was
behalf
supposed to
of
come
the-
after this.
Yeah.
She was supposed to say, "Snap my fingers and make it all go away." Yeah.
You're asking me to take everything I believe and turn it upside down. Why are you telling me this?
We're asking you to look at reality.
Because
Talia
you're,
Winters, yes.
because you're special. How do you know?
I've read the script ahead.
Your friend Ironheart was my friend too. They experimented on both of us. They pushed me up here, made me a P-12, maybe even a P-13. But Ironheart, he went further than I did. He went further than anyone would ever go again. When he escaped, I went with him. Helped set all this up. I know he touched you.
That's one way of putting it.
Here's the doll. Show me on the doll where he touched you.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't alter that. He does say that.
I know he gave you something.
Quite a few times, as I recall.
No.
Colin.
I know you can.
Did they not mention they've been lovers before or not?
Yes, we don't have to get into any details.
I'm just thinking, is there anyone in the Psi Corps that she wasn't lovers with? I mean, every time we come across a telepath, they seem to have been.
Well, yeah, the last episode we had what's his name, Stoner, Matthew Stoner.
Well, as far as we know, those were her.
But that was an arranged marriage, kind of
Yes.
like
Yeah.
kind of like Londo's arranged marriages.
Yes.
That's why they were in the same episode.
Yes.
Yeah. I know you can help us if you want to. Not reading it.
Yeah. Well, we can summarize. I mean, and get to the important point of this scene. They're asking her to confront reality, and her knowing reality still doesn't want to accept it. It reminds me of what I went through during recent history.
What? Oh, you mean the 2020 thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
People confronted with reality, and you can't solve a problem unless you can acknowledge that there is a problem.
Exactly.
And by ignoring a problem does not mean it goes away. And so I mean, this is a very important scene with a
I
very
know.
important theme.
I was just lightening some of it up because the one lady was telling a story about how, she was impregnated against her will, and they took the baby.
It was a very, very dark scene, but we don't need those embellishments.
Oh, we're just supposed to have some fun.
Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is fine.
I don't know, guys. I mean, it seems no, especially with what she was talking about. Come on.
Oh, anyway, Captain Sheridan is here to meet with the leader
He's going
of
to save the day. Look
of
at
the
him,
railroad,
look at that
and he was told to come alone.
By the doctor, incidentally.
Hey, what are you doing here? You told me to come alone. Yes, I did. Well, don't you think you're going to scare away the leader of the Underground Railroad? No, no, I don't. Why not? Because he's me.
Me.
What?
Yep. So we find out Dr. Franklin's been a naughty boy. He's been doing some underground stuff.
And Sheridan is ready. There it is. Yeah. I hope you have one hell of a good explanation for this, Doctor.
He does. Yeah.
For once.
He really does.
I
Yeah,
think
this is, I mean, hooray, Dr. Franklin in this episode. I don't like the character, but hooray for Dr. Franklin here.
Yeah.
Clap, clap.
I think he does, Captain, and I think you should listen to him. I think you should listen to all of them.
And then we go.
I'm sorry,
we
did someone
shift.
call my name?
We shift, and Bester's coming alone. I thought we were supposed to go in together.
With
Him
Mr.
and Mr.
Garibaldi.
Garibaldi.
He wasn't going to listen to Garibaldi.
Back on Earth, I heard things.
Now, this is the funny thing is, this is how it's going. I think they should have shown Bester arriving a little bit after this conversation. Or I guess
No, it just shows he's on his way.
Yeah.
The kind of things you're not supposed to hear about. Genetic manipulation, breeding telepaths against their will, so-called relocation camps that aren't much better than concentration camps. It started when a few doctors began referring latent telepaths to each other, keeping them out of circulation, losing reports, changing medical history files. But we couldn't keep moving them. We had to get them away from Earth. They were filtered into Babylon 5 on business visas.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I set up a clinic down below so we could start processing runaways. Anyone remember that episode?
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the healing machine.
Healing device.
Mm-hmm.
And changing records without anyone from Med Lab knowing about it. I trust my staff, but the Psi Corps has a knack for intimidation. In principle, I agree with what you're doing. But there are laws, and whether I like them or not, I'm a soldier. I am honor-bound to obey the law. And as a doctor, I'm honor-bound to help these people.
Good for
So
you.
what am I supposed to do now? If I turn you in, and right now I'm more than a little tempted, I embarrass the station, Earth Central, give the folks back home one more reason to shut us down. If I don't turn you in, I'm an accomplice. No, there's a third option.
It's funny how in a later episode he tells Delenn that a house cannot be built on sand, and basically this is, you know,
the principles are
the principles don't matter. You just have to follow orders no matter what. And that's a house built on sand. It goes to show how much his character evolved throughout the show. It's good to see. But yay, Franklin.
It's coming.
Here it comes.
Walking down the street.
I remember you, and I remember you. That's why I started all this. You have nothing to be afraid of. Come back with me. You won't be harmed. Of course they will. Talia. You'll destroy them inch by inch as a lesson to the rest. You want to keep us frightened and isolated. Not just from normals, but from each other. That's the real reason we wear gloves, isn't it? But what to keep us apart? But what happens when the gloves come off? Dun-dun-dun-dun. Don't force me to.
When our powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Yes. Power of Vorlon.
But the leader starts shaking.
Yeah.
It's not working. Somebody's fighting us. He turns, looks at Talia. You! Now!
And she does this signal to Bester, and he starts firing improperly again, I'm sure.
Well, he doesn't take cover, that's for one thing.
Well, fortunately, this isn't really happening.
Oh, I know.
All those lines and stuff, trying to capture it.
Like that hairline, too.
Mm-hmm. All that painted in later. But anyway.
Well, go back one.
Okay.
Now, how's that for secret agent sort of pose? The gun, almost as if she's blowing the smoke over the top of a pistol, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, of course, you don't have on PPGs, but that's that sort of.
Well, you need to cool the end off a bit.
Yeah. I'd have preferred to take a few alive, but better to set an example. The main thing is the leader's gone. Cut off the head, and 2 more shall grow. And the body dies with it. You had me going for a moment there. The Corps is mother, the Corps is father. I know where my loyalties lie. I'm going back up now. Security will be here within 20 minutes. I didn't want them asking these people questions. And I don't want to answer any. I suggest you take a different route back. We'll, of course, deny all knowledge of this unfortunate incident. Of course.
And so she and he take 2 different directions.
Well, he leaves at least.
Yeah, and then I'm not sure what he does here. He's not like hiding the weapon, is he?
I think he is hiding the weapon, or discarding the spent PPG cartridge.
Maybe. Okay.
Wait, they're not dead.
Not dead.
Somebody care to explain to me what just happened?
Sheridan.
What did you see? Bester came down the hallway, said something. Talia came out, joined the others, then he stopped. He stared for a moment, then he smiled and went back the way he came. But that's not what he saw. Which was? He saw what we wanted him to see. An illusion? A telepathic projection. I thought Psi Cops were too strong for that sort of thing. Individually, yes, any one of us alone never could have done it. But together we were able to burrow past his defenses. As far as Bester's concerned, Underground Railroad and its leader are dead. He won't press it, so he's not linked to a bunch of dead bodies. He'll go quietly. And all I have to do is let him go. And avoid seeing him before he goes. If he suspects anything, he'll scan you. You don't have the defenses to block it. And no more Underground Railroad? Babylon 5's gotten too hot for it. Others will pick up where I left off. My part's over.
Yeah, Veer. Oh, no, that was Narns.
Yeah. Well, if there's nothing illegal going on here anymore, and Mr. Bester drops his request, who am I to argue? Get your people out of here. I don't want to see any of them again. Clear? Clear. Thanks. Don't thank me yet. Get one thing straight. Anything like this ever happens again, I will personally turn you in and let them hang you out to dry. Understood? So you don't think what I did was right? I didn't say that. Well, what are you saying? I'm not saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying what I'm thinking. Matter of fact, I'm not thinking what I'm thinking. There's only one thing on my mind. I need a drink. I'll drink to that. And a place to stay. Thanks, Doc. I just about managed to forget about that. You know, you can't go back again.
I just got dramatic looks.
I can't leave the Corps. They'll come after me. Though, I mean in here. You know too much. If Bester scans you, he'll... Can you keep him out? I think so. Jason's little gift. He gave you more than you know. What we did back there, it shouldn't have worked. Not with a Psi Cop. You tipped the balance. I felt it when we were joined. You're more than you think you are. Then what am I? The future.
Good line there. The future.
Or the case, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
What am I?
What am I?
Hey, Stitch the Elder's here.
Oh, Stitch. One of the first ones.
Hail, Stitch.
We gotta do that. Stitch. Oh, Stitch, by the way, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're doing the Silmarillion again. The La Cuenta.
We're continuing the Silmarillion.
Yes, we're continuing the Silmarillion. So,
Oh, I'd have thought, and now...
That's right, we replaced it. So we'll be joining you in the world of Tolkien.
We should have some flying squirrel footage for Stitch.
It would have to be the Japanese. It would have to be the Japanese flying squirrels, like the one he in his avatar.
How do you know it's the Japanese one?
Because I googled it.
Looks very similar to the North Florida flying squirrel.
It's the Edo flying squirrel, EDO. If you basically take the picture, highlight it, and Google the picture, it shows you the actual picture, which is a little guy with like a pine cone in his mouth, almost like a cigar. And there are so many other pictures of these flying squirrels where it'll be like 3 of them poking their heads out of the same hole because they really like cuddling together.
You know, it became so popular. I found this out when we were rescuing a flying squirrel from our cat Inga. That people were taking them as pets and selling them as exotic pets because they like people, I guess. But it's illegal up here in North Florida to catch one. Yeah,
it's illegal across the United States.
Yeah.
But I had a coworker in my last job. She actually worked for FAA, and she had a sugar glider as a pet.
Sugar glider.
Basically a flying squirrel, and that she had seen this YouTube video of a person in a park with their sugar glider, and they were tossing it up in the air, and it would come gliding back to them, toss it up in the air, come gliding back to them, and then they toss it up a 3rd time, and this hawk came out of nowhere and picked it off.
Oh no!
What?
Oh,
wait, no,
no.
it's not sad at all, because if you watch the video, you can clearly see the hawk was just photoshopped in.
Oh,
didn't happen. You also will notice there's no reaction on the part of the person with the camera.
But why would you Photoshop that to put it up on YouTube?
Because people are jerks.
Oh, horrible, horrible.
Yeah, I had to calm her down from that. I was saying, no. Look at the picture. Look at what frame, such and such. You can see it's just photoshopped in. That's not a real hawk. And she was like, oh, thank God. Thank you for that. It's like, you're welcome. Now let the wild animal go back to the wild. Oh, wait, you can't because you've already domesticated or tamed it. Yeah, Stitch is right. People are mean.
People are mean.
Oh. Or as I like to say, after 12 and a half years of retail, I sum it up in 2 words. People suck.
Yep, they do.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Peanut? I guess you're making a joke that Peanut was the name of the sugar glider that got caught by the hawk? I don't know.
No, wasn't Peanut the pet squirrel that was put down a couple of years ago by the government?
Oh, you're right.
Pet squirrel put down by the government?
Yeah, because
Which
you're not
government?
allowed to have the U.S. government.
You're not allowed to have pet squirrels?
Technically, you're not allowed to have wild animals as pets. And since the animal has already been tamed and there was no I got that stitch. And since there was no sanctuary willing to take the squirrel in, they just destroyed it.
Wasn't the one that was supposed to, that they reckon that tried to bite the Fishes and Wildlife Office or whatever it was. I remember that. I don't know all the details, but I remember it.
I mean, it's a squirrel. It's not gonna. I mean,
I
whoever's
I
taking
don't
care
know.
of
A squirrel could tear you up. We discovered that the hard,
Oh yeah, but this was a
firsthand.
trained. This was
Yeah.
a trained squirrel, apparently. So
I think
Horrible.
the excuse was that squirrels can carry rabies, if I remember correctly.
well, yeah,
Yes, they can.
but that's why government requires shots and stuff.
By the way, as for squirrels tearing people up, I bear a scar on the inside of my left forearm from a rabbit.
I believe it.
Why?
Because rabbits have sharp nails. Yeah.
Yes, but they have no defensive instinct. This wasn't a defensive thing. This was my pet rabbit had decided she had had enough of lying upside down on my arm, and she flipped over, kicked out to land on the ground, and dug a furrow down my arm. There's still like a 2-inch scar on my arm. Usually say, "This in a knife fight."
Stitch, we do live near death squirrels. Let me tell you something. One morning.
No, don't let her. Don't let her.
One morning, I went out and there were squirrels all over the porch. I don't know why there were so many squirrels on the porch. Anyway.
At the college I went to, we had squirrels who, if you were eating outside, they would come up and all but like shove you in the shoulder, like, "Hey, where's mine?"
Yeah, Lawrence and I have seen this too when we both were students at UM. But my cat Inga caught us 2 squirrels and left them on the doormat for us. The first squirrel that she caught wasn't a flying squirrel, but it was in shock. And so we brought it into the house. We prepared a little box for it.
Oh no.
And I wanted to give it water. I went into the bathroom where we had left it, and that thing came alive and started making us. I mean, I went down to grab it with a towel, and it climbed up the towel and it started gnawing on it and making a sound like, "Ah! Ah!" I kid you not. That thing would have tore up my arm.
Oh yeah.
Well, while it was doing that, I managed to carry the towel with it attached to it, gnawing on it, and put it outside.
So that was a hoopy squirrel that knew where its towel was at then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the same thing the flying squirrel while it was in shock, I put it in a box, and I knew to not leave it in the house. I took it outside, brought Inga in, made sure that she was not outside, and left it outside because I knew that once it got out of shock, it would be fine to run away. But I wasn't going to go through that again with the flying squirrel.
Colin, what do you want to say?
I was going to say, did you learn what you should say? To people you should say you made the mistake of bringing a squirrel to a knife fight.
Rabbit.
A rabbit to a knife fight.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this, like Pokemon stuff? Squirrel.
Yeah,
And then it's like,
Gavin Unit just said.
rabbit.
Gavin Unit just said, "I warned you." Dutch gradient.
I warned you. Yep.
That rabbit's
Warned
dynamite.
you.
No, honestly, her name was Mittens because of her paws. She was the smartest, sweetest, best pet rabbit you could ever want.
No.
One rabbit suit coming right up. Look. Jesus Christ! I warned you.
I warned you.
Well, I guess we could summarize this here. It's not the most
Yeah.
riveting
Sir.
conversation.
Sir, you snore.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Yes, you do. If you don't snore, then we had a hell of a hull breach last night.
But in any case, she says she's going to stick with him in this thing. But he's like, no, you don't have to. We're, your quarters should be unlocked by now, so you'll be able to get back in. And she's like, oh, so they gave in? He's like, no, you gave in? Not really. He's just applying to the rent from the emergency preparedness budget or something like that.
Yeah,
Military
combat preparedness.
Yeah.
And how does he justify that? Because if I'm not rested, I'm not ready for combat.
Yep.
Does
Makes
this
sense.
Does this solution remind you of something that Sinclair did in season 1?
Yeah, with the union.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dock workers.
That
Yep.
he literally used the law to solve a solution properly.
Do you think he would have come up with this solution had he not experienced what he did with the Underground Railroad?
Eventually, yes.
Yeah, this isn't something where he was already against what Earth was doing.
Yeah, but
It's
he
just in
wasn't
this
ready
situation.
to not follow orders.
Well, yeah.
He wasn't ready to clandestinely break the rules.
Except he was. By not paying the rent and trying to keep his apartment, he was breaking the rules.
The thing, he was trying to work within the system and protest it and hope that in the protest they would give in. But here, he kind of clandestinely solved the problem.
But he's still working within the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone looking at the books would have said, you are doing something illegal, my friend.
What, moving 30, 60 credits from one column?
No, I understand, but I think his experience with the Underground Railroad, kind of
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, had an effect on this decision, and it kind of pushes the evolution of this character. It seems insignificant, but no, this was to show that he was evolving.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess.
Well,
By the way, squirrels dig up skeletons to have calcium during the winter.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Oh yeah,
and
squirrels
was shocked to find a whole possum skeleton leaning up against a log. It was quite creepy. Yeah. Did some research and found out that it was the squirrels that did it.
Yeah, they're vicious.
Yeah. Oof.
It's funny. There was someone I was looking at in the credits. Excuse me. Somebody who had died recently, and it was. I mean, the guy who played the leader, he died in 2024, but it wasn't him, because this person who died, he was born in Maryland, where I was born, and he died in East Patchogue, which is where my father was born. I was like, that's weird. But I can't figure out who it was. And he died way young, too. I was like, damn.
That's the Babylon 5 curse. But anyway, he's got some paperwork at home, and basically he's heading back, and she's going to keep reporting on things for him there. And the thing is, on the way out, he does try to scan her, and you can see it, and he doesn't quite succeed.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't say, "Be seeing you, Miss Winters."
And she just
He just said,
stands
"See you
there.
next time."
See you next
Actually,
time.
does he ever see her again?
No,
I don't remember. I don't think so.
By the way, I figured it out. It was Peter David. Peter David passed away in May of 2025. He was born in Maryland and passed away in East Patchogue, New York.
I was trying to work out just then if it was the lighting or if they were actually wearing different color badges. Because in some of those stills, it looks like she's wearing a sort of bronzy color badge and he's wearing a more silver color badge. But then in others, they look the same sort of color. So it may just have been the lighting.
Probably.
I'm not seeing the bat. Oh, I see it there. Yeah. But we'll get a close up of her badge coming up. So anyway, Ivanova's trying to get some sleep. She talks to God there like, "You're having too much fun at my expense."
Yeah, because literally as soon as she closed her eyes, the doorbell rang.
Yep. And guess who it is?
I bring gifts. Ms. Winters, it's late. I'm sorry.
But I'm horny.
I just wanted to say that you were right and I was wrong about the Corps. I can't go into details, but in light of recent events, I think we need to reevaluate our relationship, which is just a formal way of saying
I've hit my other comment.
that I need someone to talk to. And strange as this sounds, you're the only one I can think of, unless my being here offends you. No, you don't offend me, but that does. My badge? Oh my.
She doesn't say that. She just grabs it.
That's what her
takes
look
it
says.
off.
Better.
And there we go.
There
is our badge.
I would have liked it better if she had taken it off. We did not see them sitting down talking there. We just cut to this, and then you just see her hand come over and flip it so that the face is down on the table.
Well, if anyone wants to get in on our poll, please do so, because I'll be closing it up. Well, it looks
I
like she's comfortably
I
in
did,
the-
guys, submit a vote. I did choose between.
Well, it's your right to do so.
I decided
What?
to really. I thought, okay, so I wanted to vote for both ladies to make sure that there was at least one vote submitted for Kira. I thought I was going to be the only vote, but I also wanted to vote for Ivanova. But I just went Kira. But I'm glad to see other people voted Kira. So Lawrence, you want to? How long are you going to run?
Colin, I'm confused. What do you mean women have the right to vote? Since when?
I believe the 14th Amendment in your case.
All right, I will be closing the poll in about 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay.
Really wanted to
Cast your
squeeze
votes,
one and
people.
go in.
Let's give Major Kira a fighting chance, folks, please.
No, give Ivanova the best chance. We're already 6-3.
Kira.
Double the votes for Ivanova.
If you
than for
were
Kira.
Purple Drazi, you have to vote for Kira.
The heck I do. I am Purple Drazi, and I voted for Ivanova.
Well, you know that Kira, she had her own Jakar.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. That's right. She did have her own Jakar.
Because that DS9 but ripped off everything from Babylon 5.
I don't know. The thing is, it was a completely different kind of Jakar.
But a name does not make a character.
No, but it's when you get names like that that are not normal names, that are obviously made up specifically for alien names, and you get 2 or 3 that are the same, 2 or 3 instances of exactly the same name when they've had the treatment. You know, it's things like that that sort of do build up.
Yeah,
I know, guys.
Do you know? We're not sure you know.
Look, Dutch Gradient, you can't say you haven't watched Deep Space Nine from beginning to end.
Yes, I have twice.
Have you?
Oh.
Yes, I watched it when it was on the air. I disliked it immensely. I was trying to convince a very good friend of mine, who sadly is no longer with us now, to please give Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a second chance, because I really do like that show, even after what happened with Civil War, Winter Soldier. By the way, that movie really should have been called Broken Shield, but regardless. He said, I'll rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if you rewatch DS9. And I said, you know what? Deal. So I did rewatch it, and I still hate it. I'm sorry?
Seven
time
seasons against how
something
many
like eight.
seasons? I think I
7
only saw the
versus
first-
5.
Oh, right. I think I
Yeah.
only saw the first season and a half of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm not surprised. Most people gave up in second season because of what Civil War did. Winter Soldier did.
Yeah.
But no, but basically it came down to I watched 7 seasons of DS9, hating every minute of it, but watching it because I told him I would. I keep my word. He quit after a season and a half of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
I was like, dude.
Dude, or is it Jude?
No, it was dude.
Mountain Cider, Phantom Mountain Cider Mall in Space? No.
Mall as
No.
in MAUL?
MALL, as in like a
Mall
shopping mall.
in
Oh.
space.
What was the?
It was
what was it
much
called?
more than a mall in space. Oh gosh.
Yeah, the Zocalo.
You guys.
I was gonna say-
Actually, that's not even what he said. He said, Deep Space Nine, mall in space.
You guys are
Admiral, there'll be whales here.
Hi, there'll be whales here. And harpoons.
Spectre in Cardiff.
Oh, I forgot. I made this set of slides.
Oh, you
no.
forgot. You're
Yeah,
fired.
Yeah. No, well, we completed the episode all right, but I mean, Liza wouldn't forgive me if I didn't mention all this stuff too.
Oh, yes.
Perlin or Meowlin.
There we go. Yeah, this goes along with our
Meow.
Wednesday nights, folks. Just so
Or
you
Cat
know,
Golf.
Wednesday nights around the same time we do this, after Brown, usually somewhere between 7:30 Eastern. We do Merlin 1998. We're the second to last episode, basically, of that. Now it's getting good with Morgan Le Fay doing her thing and Frick and her doing their thing and Queen Mab.
You call Arthur her thing?
They're doing their things.
You said she was doing her thing. You call Arthur her thing?
No.
Quick by now.
But she finished
You've
that.
only had
Now
one.
it's Frick.
Yeah.
She's on to Frick now. But anyway, yeah, there's our snowshoe cat, Londo. And he's a wizard in this one. And it's do not try the patience of wizards. And on the back, the Wayfarer Project logo. And then, of course, this one from our immortal line from...
I am telling you, it does not mean a thing.
I
Yes.
swear to you, it does not mean a thing.
See, I'm
Oh,
not
that
willing-
was close.
I'm not willing to scream as loud as Zalando does because I don't want to blast your earlobes out.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
rough.
It does not mean a thing.
But
Exactly.
The colors are all selectable. There's a whole bunch of different colors and they're high quality.
It looks like
fabric.
there's long sleeve or short sleeve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's options. Bonfire's great. It's not like Teespring. Bonfire, you can get the color you want, and organic cotton is available as well.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing is the organic
Yeah.
cotton.
How could
And
you have
Liza and I
inorganic cotton?
have ordered these for ourselves. Now the new line is not here yet, but I mean for me, my order isn't here yet, but it's coming. And but Liza makes her T-shirts and Bonfire, and she's very happy with them. She has a few of them, and you have a lot of happy customers too. So
Yes, I do.
The bonfire link is on the channel page. Sometimes, like streams, they're not putting them underneath the channel anymore. I don't know why. Underneath the videos, they used to put it there, but now they're not doing it for streams. So it's on the channel page, so it's easy to find. All right, folks, I guess that's it for this evening.
You make a good point, Phantom Mount Cider. I agree with that.
Phantom
I acknowledge that
Outsider.
was a problem. Yeah.
he's Phantom Outsider.
With these names, it's
I
like
know.
with the odor or something. And sorry, folks.
That's
I
why-
don't
no,
mean
but-
to get your usernames and
Liza,
I don't mean to get your names wrong.
Liza, you don't have to apologize. You can just be like, "Oh, thanks, guys. Now I won't make that mistake again. Just work with it. Go with the flow. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't apologize."
I
did
thought you
nothing
were saying
wrong.
Phantom Mountain Cider.
Yes, I'm adding letters in there. It's like, what's going on? Well, anyway,
It's mental dyslexia.
I
There
don't know
are
what it is.
so many people who do this. Don't think you're the only person who does this. I had a friend who could not say Coruscant. He always said Corsicant.
Well, I
That's
feel
dangerous on
better. I
YouTube.
feel better. I thought it was just me adding
No.
seeing letters and trying to pronounce letters
Many,
that aren't there.
many people do it. That's why we're always like, it's just Phantom Outsider, but it's okay. Go on.
Well, I what I meant to say is I agree with you, Phantom Outsider. It's yes. If they were nonlinear beings, they should have been able to see the future and everything. But I agree. There were problems. But it was still enjoyable Star Trek. Yes. Yes.
Am I going to have to get?
was.
Am I going to have to get a metaphorical bucket of water?
Oh,
For me,
gosh.
probably.
I am the
Both of
hand.
you.
You guys are totally too strict with your entertainment.
Well,
I
the
must
Babylon
say.
5 dream sequences, with Ivanova doing I am the hand and everything, kind of.
I am sure if I had watched any of the garbage that's come out over the last 10 years, I would be praising DS9 from the rooftops.
Yes.
But I did not, so I am not.
Yeah, well, we
So which
we
episode
saw
is next week
some
then,
garbage.
Lawrence?
What are we doing next week?
Which episode?
Next week should be, here we go. It's the one after The Coming of Shadows. Great episode.
That means we're going to have shadows, aren't we? The Coming of Shadows. So
followed by our first skipped episode. We are not covering Gropos. We will simply just cover the highlights of the episode.
Yeah, we'll just summarize
and maybe
then,
maybe one clip showing where Franklin got his arrogance. Maybe.
Yeah, from Daddy. But yeah. Sorry, folks. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we keeping you awake, Lawrence?
Yeah. Yeah, I was up streaming with Jill until daybreak.
Well, I have managed for the last 8 days, according to my my fitness program, to get no more than 5 hours sleep any night.
Wow.
I don't know what the heck's wrong with me. I don't know how I'm still functioning, but I am at a severe sleep deprivation right now.
Oh man, we'll get some. We have a stream tomorrow, so relax.
That's the thing. If I try to go to sleep, say right now, it's almost 10 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
If I fall asleep right now, I guarantee you, I will wake up, boing, in 5 hours, and I will not be able to fall back asleep.
Well, it's better than not sleeping at all.
That's the same if I fall asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up 5 hours later, boing, and be able to fall back asleep. And since I'm not tired right now, what the heck? I'll read.
Well,
I started reading Project Hail Mary.
I hear Colin there yawning, so I rubbed off on him.
Nah, Colin's not yawning. He's too much of a man to do that.
Well, folks, we had a great night, and so Monday, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 9 p.m. in the UK. It'll be an earlier one first. We're doing Tolkien's The Silmarillion. This is our second episode on this. Really great discussions, man. The world building is awesome, and it's a pleasure to talk about it. Wednesday, we have Merlin after Brown. Is Brown doing something this Wednesday? Now that you finished
do not
Aliens?
know. I do not know. I haven't heard anything from
He
him
may
yet.
have a TBA or something.
Could be.
If he doesn't, we'll be on it probably 7 p.m. Eastern. So, you know, if he doesn't do anything, we can start earlier. That'd be great.
Excellent.
And then that's all I'm prepared to announce at this time. But yeah, we stream pretty much 3 times a week at least now. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for helping us support the channel.
Yes.
Any final
Chat.
thoughts?
Thank you, chat. You guys are awesome as always.
Always awesome. Gavin, unit, man.
Especially dead
Dead Squirrel?
Gamers.
Oh, Dead Gamer. Thank you very
Dead
much.
Gamers 13. Thank you so much. You are the best, man.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
We
yes.
really do appreciate it. Helps keep things going.
But it really wouldn't be an earworm stream if I did not do this. So, not looking for kudos for it. I know you're going to give them to me anyway.
Right.
By the way, Liza, you weren't here the last time I did this, so I managed to sneak it in and no one noticed.
Lawrence didn't notice?
No.
Lawrence.
I'm zoomed in a lot, and so I don't notice
You
things
didn't
frequently.
notice gifted membership.
Also,
that is
no.
That's why I
no,
need
Liza,
you for
it's
my
not
eyes.
Liza, it's not entirely his fault. I did it while he was in the middle of something else. I think he was doing a clip at the same time.
Oh gosh.
So now, you folks that just received Dutch's generous gift here, you do have access to our emojis.
Oh, that's
pretty
Phantom
much-
Outsider too.
Yeah, you got Phantom Outsider in there.
Well, that'll help make up for the Mountain Cider thing.
I don't know. Mountain cider sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, I thought it
I'm
was
thirsty.
cider like CIDR. You know, I thought it was like, oh, he makes apple cider up a mountain. That's cool.
By the way, I will say one thing for anyone who comes to Tennessee. There's a brewery here called Tailgate. They have a cider. I love apples. Most cider does not taste like apple. Hard cider I'm talking about.
Right.
Tailgate cider tastes like apple cider. Oh my God, it is so good. So if you ever come to Tennessee, they have them in Chattanooga, they have them in Nashville, they have them all over the state. Tailgate is the name of the brewery.
Well, if there's a cigar box guitar festival in Tennessee, we have an excuse to go, right, Lawrence?
And yes, Scott did notice and thanked me in the chat. And you did. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
Yes, folks. So you have access to those emojis, pretty much shout outs, emojis, great appreciations. That's what members get, you know, when they get beyond the gifted stage. Scott, Stitch, and
if anyone had
our stalwart members.
And if anyone has a gifted membership and they want to really thank us for it, just renew your membership when it expires.
It's just $1.99 a month.
Not much.
That is, thank you so much for supporting us in that way also, Dutch. I mean, you're here on the show and you're putting money into it. Man, it's like,
oh, please.
Like the executive producer here.
God forbid, executive? How about assistant?
Assistant, yes.
Lawrence. Assistant, once removed producer.
So, Lawrence, timeline on this fantasy game thing that we're going to do for members.
He said he wasn't going to announce anything else.
That's all I prepared to announce at this point. We want to do the fantasy gaming thing also. But right now, I want to get through this week. I still have to do the things for tomorrow. So.
Okay. All right.
17 days.
I know.
17 days. Hey, man, I don't want to rain or parade. Well, 17 hours gets these things.
Okay. On that note, folks,
And finally, here are some completely gratuitous pictures of penises to annoy the censors and to hopefully spark some sort of controversy, which it seems the only way these days to get the jaded, video-sated public off their fucking asses and back in the sodding cinema.